Hi, everybody. I'm late to the party again. Huh, huh, huh. Hello, guys. How are you? Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. My name is Fifi, Felicia, however you want to call me. Call me that. I'm here. Welcome. You guys, I'm so late. We went out this afternoon and just came back not long ago. And I'm like, gotta get the kids together. Get myself together. But hey, I'm here. Looking good for you. Okay. Oh, sorry, my people. Then I did come late. Mm, I did come late. Mm, I'm so sorry. Oh Lord, it's so bad. Is my internet not working? This is so crazy. Is my internet not working? You guys, you know, I was moving around so fast. My watch is telling me my heart rate is so high. It's crazy. It says my heart rate is high. It's like 108. So I need to calm down a little bit, you guys. I need to calm down a little bit, get a breather, and then we get started. Yeah. You guys have been breaking out so badly. It's crazy. But welcome. How are you? How was the weekend? It's Sunday, you had to get ready. Sunday is one of those nights you don't want to go anywhere. This hair make my head look so big. That's the observation. But and tonight I'm able to connect my microphone. Hopefully we will have that echo that we had in the back yesterday. Um, I didn't charge the devices that I use, so I had it on charge while the show was running. But today, mm-mm, make sure we get that stuff right. Yeah, so no. Mm-mm. I just saw a message that, yeah, no, absolutely not. No. But anyways, you're welcome. Happy Sunday. I'm trying to make sure my heart rate kind of like go back to normal because my heart, I was running around trying to make sure I get on here on time. We went to go visit a friend and I'm trying to so I was trying to get the kids in bed, get everything done, and get here on time. And then boom, look at the time. But we're not gonna waste any time. We're just gonna jump into this topic tonight so we can hurry up. Because you guys, I found a new place that I feel like they show me so much love than Facebook. TikTok, what I've been doing. I need to be on TikTok. That's where I need to be. Y'all don't like me here on Facebook because y'all like all the drama on here. Even though TikTok has drama, but it's such a big platform. I don't know. Last night I didn't even go to bed till like 2, 2:30, almost 3 o'clock this morning. Because and I'm so tired because my kids they show up and they woke up. They do not feel sorry for me. They're like, "You're on your own." So whatever. But yeah, you see, you don't like me here. When I was on TikTok, you guys, just for a short time, I have 50 views and it was going up. I was like, I've been sleeping on TikTok, but I'm up, I'm awoke, my eyes are open, and TikTok, right out of here, I'm heading straight to TikTok for another like 30 to 45 minutes, get my hours in so that way they can start letting me do my show and get more acquaintance with the whole platform. But yeah, TikTok is where it's at. Okay. TikTok is where it's at, you guys. So, mm, what? This is crazy. What is this? Hmm. All right. So let's recap from yesterday. I hope you guys had a blessed weekend. I hope Saturday was, the weekend comes and goes so fast. It is like you start to think, should I even look forward to the weekend? Because it's just, it just comes and fly. And like, what did I do with my life this weekend? I don't feel like I did much because the weekend just flew too. Usually on the weekend I cook, but this weekend I did not cook anything, you guys. I'm telling you, I just I went, went, went there. Yeah, I sure did. It just went by without me. But I'm super excited to be here, you guys. I always have notes. How are you, you guys? Sorry, I just got. So I'm gonna go on there and sorry guys, I have to. Okay, I gotta breathe a little bit. So now I'm wearing my shirt again, my African dress. I should probably show you. Mm, I don't want to show you. Y'all gotta wait for this makeover. Cause I told y'all, I'm coming. Y'all gotta wait for this makeover. Y'all gotta wait. Y'all gotta wait. I see progress every day. You guys, the rate I'm losing weight, I'm so shocked. I'm really shocked actually. Cause I thought my body was like, I don't know, like not working anymore because I didn't even change anything. Well, I did. Let me stop. I exercise a little bit more now than I did a few weeks ago. But yeah, let's jump into it. Oh my gosh, yeah, hold on. Check it. Hey. So tonight's topic is about when a man is not ready to get married. So let me tell you guys how this topic came about. So last night I was on somebody's TikTok and they had asked a question. Why is it that a woman will stay with a man for 10 plus years and and what is it called? He oh shoot, y'all coming. I think I didn't want to stay long on here. Now it looks like I really gonna have to stay long here because I didn't even put my handles on these. You guys, I'm learning social media and it is not for the weak. You cannot be lazy. Yeah, I give it to all the influencer. I wouldn't call myself an influencer. Um I mm, I give it to you guys. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to stay consistent online. It's a lot of work to like. I guess if that's all you're doing, then yeah, it's good. You put your all into it. But I will tell you guys, this is exhausting. Like I'm trying to follow along with the task that that Facebook gives me every week. So if you guys see me posting all this stuff, just be like, what's going on with that girl? Like, just chill, just chill out. I'm trying to get my podcast like to grow, and me just coming on Saturday and Sunday does not work. It does not work. I'm telling y'all, this is these are some inside scoop that I got from some of the influencers. Like you just trying to get your message out there, you gotta put in the work. It is not a joke. You literally like they have all these tasks you have to do. You have to get a certain amount of followers per week. Like I was like, I have to join a couple of groups. Um they got, these influencer groups that you have to join on Facebook and get people like I don't know. Listen, it's not for the weak. So my little 9 to 5, I thought it was a lot. It's not a lot. Trust me. And I'm a workaholic. Okay, hold on. Oh Lord. I'm trying to get these. So my other page, I don't know. I lost like 2 followers, and now Facebook has this rule that you have to have at least 100 followers for that page to run live. So I can't go live on that. So I have to make sure um I actually tag that page on here before I get started. I know we're 22 minutes into the time. Um but yeah, bear with me. We'll make it a short little one. It looks like it will just be me, so it's okay. It will be very, very short tonight. But yeah, just listen to my little rant as I'm about to go on here. Um, I have to put all this thing, you guys. Like trying to beat the algorithm, it's crazy. Like I didn't know this is what like people go through to to get their work out there. It's like, come on. All right. So that should be good. I think I just copy it in there. And then now I have to go on here. By the way, the link is pinned in the comment section. Anybody want to join tonight, you're more than welcome to join. I am going to do this. Apparently this. I'm learning, I'm telling you guys, I'm learning all the inside scoop of this thing. And it's like, this is a lot. This is the amount of work people put in. Oh my God. It's exhausting. I'm telling you guys, it's exhausting. It's crazy work. It's a lot. But hey, I ain't complaining because right now I have the time to do that. But once I can, you'll see me disappear on there. But anyways, hey, y'all. Y'all, hold on one second. Let me pull my, I have my notepad and I have all these things written on there that I'm trying to get situated and for us to dive into this topic. So tonight is about a man being ready to get married. Is somebody on here? Oh shoot! I'm just ranting.
No, I saw you. I was just laughing.
I thought I saw someone backstage, but I was like, maybe it's not. Because I looked and I was like, okay, maybe it's not. He's in the
Nah,
dark. I can barely see who's there. So,
it's me.
but yeah, welcome. I was telling him, I said, Facebook is not appreciating me. Last night I was on TikTok and within like literally the minute I had like 50 views were popping up. I was like, oh, this is where I need to be.
Yeah.
And
Because
I
I was
got
watching
so
you on Facebook for a minute, and then I just heard your rant, and I was like, okay, she's just having fun. Let me get on board and see what's going on.
yeah, no. Well, welcome. Thank you so much. I don't want it to be too long tonight. I just wanted to be short. So I'm going to TikTok. I'm about to abandon you guys on Facebook because you're not appreciating me. So yesterday, TikTok showed me a lot of love, and I was like feeling so good. I was like, oh, yeah, everybody's excited to see me here. Nice. People was just jumping on and saying, hey, girl, welcome. It was so much fun. But y'all on Facebook, y'all so uptight. Like, come on.
That's Facebook for you.
Y'all are so uptight. Y'all are so bougie, but y'all ratchet. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But anyways, tonight we're talking about when a man says, I'm not ready. Last night I was on, I also, once I got done with my live, I pop on a few people live just to see how the whole platform work, right? And I came across a podcast. They were talking about why is it that a man and a woman will stay together for such a long time, like 10 plus years, 15, 20 years, but there's never that actual marriage commitment. You always hear from women who say, he says, I'm not ready, or he's not ready yet. And, I thought it was such an interesting topic. And I was like, hey, why let's talk about it too. Like I thought it was so interesting and it was funny. A lot of women didn't know how to answer that question. So I was like, well, maybe we need to look at it from another angle, rephrase it, and discuss it and hear it. Because on here, there's a lot of men that come on this platform. So why not? Let's talk about it. So welcome,
Yeah.
Richard. Last night was amazing. We talked about um um choosing love over loyalty. Like, do you prefer? Would you rather be loyal? Would you rather have loyalty or love? And a lot of people prefer loyalty.
Of course.
It's like I prefer loyalty because with loyalty, then I can build on love. I was like, that's so good. Yeah. So, but tonight we're diving into the other side. When a man says, I'm not ready, but then we always see the ironic part of it where they'll leave a relationship and in the next second they got married. Like they'll be with you for like such a long time. And then once you break up, they find the next woman and then they're like at the altar and you're like, well, but but he wasted my time. I'm like, no, sister girl, you wasted your own time. Like he didn't waste your time. He wasn't ready. Were you ready? If you were ready, why were you there? So tonight we're gonna get a little bit, you know, real with this conversation, and I just want to see how people react. Right now, everybody probably asleep, talking about work tomorrow, but we're still here. Maybe they'll catch it later. But welcome. So, what is your take on that? Let's just open it up.
Well,
Welcome, and here we are. What do you think from a real man perspective? Because I know you always give the truth. You don't sugarcoat it. And that's why I like you coming on here because I think the world is so full of fluff and people are just stuck in non-reality zone and they need to get with the program. So let's hear it from you firsthand. When a man says he's not ready, is it about the timing or is it the woman?
in my opinion, is the woman. Well, it can technically be both. But if a man tells you that he's not ready, right? It's
Right.
not that he's not ready. It's just he doesn't see you as that wife material. There are certain things he's looking for, and he doesn't believe you're the one.
Hmm.
So, to make it easy on you, he doesn't want to just tell you outright, sorry, you're not a wife material. Instead, he's going to tell you he's not ready. But to be
So,
honest, he
mhm.
might be ready, but you're just not the one for him. He just feels like you ain't got the quality, and I'm not gonna sit down there and try to get into a relationship with you just for you to screw me over. Because look at it now. In the world that we live in, like you said, a lot of guys will literally jump out of a relationship and they are into the next one because no guy has the time to be sitting down there and listening to all the ranting of a woman trying to pretend like she cares about you and all that, but yet she just cares about herself. The world has changed. So
So why keep it going for such a long time? Why? If you don't see her as a wife material or someone like for long term, like for that
they
actual
always keep it going.
commitment, what? Mm-hmm.
To be honest, a man will keep it
Ooh, your network. Yeah, you guys. While we wait for Richard to hop, okay, you're back.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you now. I think it's your network.
Okay, there we go. Now you're back. So, like
Mhm.
I was saying, right? A guy can
Uh-huh.
pretty much keep you going
Mhm.
because, well, he probably enjoys your company.
Mm.
Yeah, he enjoys your company, and yeah, having that woman on his side that he can come back to is very, very nice.
Mm.
And there might be some qualities that he sees that still makes him retain you because he sees you as his girlfriend, but we haven't gotten to that stage of being married yet. But then again, you also got to take into account the finance because a woman can tell you that she's ready. Yeah, she wants to get married, but the
Mhm.
guy is going to be thinking about beyond just getting married because getting married, you got to think about the finances, which means the guy got to be responsible. If he gets married, he got to have the money to take care of you and do all the necessary things. But at the same time, after marriage comes having kids. Is he ready to have kids yet? All those things are going to run through a guy's head. But a woman is not going to think about all those things. So
True.
that's the thing that you just
Who
gotta take
told
into.
you women don't think about it? No, no, no. Let me take it
Oh
back.
please, you really
Women
think?
think about having
No,
children.
no. Women are thinking about that their life cycle or whatever they call that thing, where they have to pass a certain. They don't want to stay a certain age without getting married because then they'll start wondering when are they gonna have the kids. They gotta
Yeah, 'cause
hit this point and have kids, and then because they don't want to be looking like grandma and having little babies. So all those things are come on now. You and I know
we
women. There are certain
we
things that
think
would not
about
think.
it. We think about it, but I think we think about it from a different perspective from men, right? Because women, just a little bit, you guys, I'm not a biology teacher or anything, because women were born with all of our eggs at birth, right? And as
Right.
we're aging, those eggs are dying, and as you get older, they becomes difficult, like they're weak. And if you meet a man that is not very fertile, which men don't really want to listen to that because some men are not fertile. It's just reality. That's like biological makeup. And then too, your diet and what you eat and how you carry yourself too, that affect that. So women are more conscious about it, but because society has made you men to not think about that side of how it affects you, women are always blamed. And in old time, we've always blamed for not being to bear children. So it's just like embedded in our head that hey, by the time I'm 40, would I have eggs? But we're in modern society. There's a lot of things that helps now. You can freeze your egg. I will tell you guys at some point I really thought I would not have the opportunity to get married young. And I was thinking about, at some point, thinking about the possibility of freezing my egg. I did thought about that at some point. But it was I think that was so premature because I was around the age of 25 when I was thinking about it. And my doctor had told me that I won't be able to have children because of how my womb is set up. Just a whole lot of things were going on. And of course, that really messes with your mental. So you start thinking about all these different things. But women definitely, we think about if we get married, how long do we want to wait to have children? Hey, Rivers Espero, welcome to the show. And most women nowadays, because we get married at a very later age, so we definitely want to start having kids in the next year or so, and have that honeymoon baby. But yeah, we think about it, Richard.
You just think about it in a different way. But a guy is not in
Yeah,
a rush. Like you said, you guys have that cycle on the egg thing that you got to take care of. Men don't have that. So, of course, they're not going to be thinking about that. Instead, they want to enjoy their life and do their
yeah,
thing. But only some men will actually be interested in getting married if they find that quality in you. Because they have to make sure that, okay, they have the woman that can respect them, that can love them, that would at least be their backbone and be willing to be there for them. Because so many women don't got time for their men nowadays. They don't care. They will pretty much leave you hanging. And then some of them, their mentality is on you are the man of the house, you provide, you do this, you do that. But yet they don't think about the struggles that the men themselves go through behind that they're not even saying to you. So as a result, yes, they are not ready because they're not emotionally ready. They are not psychologically ready yet to deal with all that madness. Them taking care of themselves is enough because at least even if they are in the same relationship with you and you guys stay in the same house, at that point in time, they don't feel like they are obligated to do anything for you. They got to care about themselves. They're only thinking about themselves at that time. They don't have to worry about I need to worry about what she's gonna eat. I need to ensure that wife is good and all that. All those things are not in their heads at that point because they just care about they pay their bills, they go to work. If they want to travel, they do whatever they want to do for themselves. The very moment you get married now, everything changes. It's no longer about you now. Now it's about us.
right.
And that is
The
something
two
that
become
some men
one.
is that what?
Two becomes one.
Yeah, two becomes one, but not all men are ready for that because some men just want to enjoy their lives. And besides, like they say, women mature a lot faster than males. we
True.
we as men, we don't mature fast. We are pretty slow, so we are just enjoying it and just going with the groove. You can be in the same house with us and we will probably consider you as girlfriend, but yet you are still doing the same thing that a wife would do. It's just we are not seeing it like that. We are just seeing it as you are our girlfriend and you are doing what a girlfriend needs to do. But then there are certain ways that you have to then talk to us and help us get to that matured level
Mm.
brain wise for us to then okay know that yes, now we are fully ready for that marriage time for us to now jump to the next level, because women are very expensive and they always tell you if you're gonna get married you better have the dough. Even my own mother-in-law
Really?
tells me every
You
time, she does the same thing, reminding me, if you know you don't have money, then why did you get married?
so you said women are very expensive. I think men always aim higher than what they can afford. That's the problem. Men always want to maintain a woman that they know for sure they can't afford. Why people can just date in their bracket, like whatever,
It's the same as
if
females. Women are the same way too. They go for what they know they cannot get. They try to
well
get the bad
every
guys.
yeah every woman wants that tall dark, every woman wants the tall dark handsome, has money, making this, doing that. But and that's what's always concerning to me is like, why not marry yourself? Like if you were like, I Felicia, if I was to look at myself, wouldn't I marry myself? Like if you can't think of it in that way, like you'll marry yourself, then why do you think you should be able to maintain someone that's not at your class level? And I know it sounds so bad because a lot of people don't want to feel like, I think it's a good thing being a certain class and having a certain people that you're attracted to that you could be with. And, but anyways, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole here.
Men only do that because of the women that they are with. Because there's a certain mindset. If you make the man feel like what he's doing is not enough, then he's going to try to do more because he wants to make you happy. But in the process of making you happy, he's making himself unhappy.
Hmm.
It's just the way it is, but that is how we are wired. We are wired to make the women around us happy. Even if she's a girlfriend, we will still
Mhm.
do it as if we are husband and wife. We will still put it like that husband and wife mentality. So no matter what, it's still the same. It
All
makes
right, well, I agree with you. I think I have certain things that we'll cover shortly, but we have a comment that I want us to look at, right? So
Mhm.
Riverside Pro said, why is it men that are not always ready? Rarely you hear a woman who isn't ready. Even rich women are ready. Sure. That's a very interesting question because when I was on that person podcast last night, I mentioned to them like relationship is a two-way street. It we've been structured by society, and men are the determining factor for marriage. And I think like that I think that had everybody will say, yeah, because you're a modern woman, but I feel like that's not fair. Like that most women feel that way. I don't feel that way. I wouldn't propose to the guy, but we will have conversations surrounding that, and you have to propose to me, but because I consider you as the head of the household, so you have to choose me. Because if we're looking at it from a biblical standpoint, I am your missing rib that you're supposed to find, and I'm supposed to be here next to you. But if I'm here and it's like it's past like this amount of months and that amount of month, and you're not, like, I'm walking away. Richard, you might be new to the show, but I'll share with everybody on here. Like when I was dating, if I don't see consistency in our communication or whatsoever, and I see like I block you, I'm done. Like I mean, you're clearly communicating to me that you're not interested in it. It's not part of your priority. So why should I sit there and like keep entertaining and saying, "Oh well," and you always have the excuse. No, we're all busy. Everybody has 24 hours, 7 days a week, and we make time for things that are important. So if you can look at your phone throughout and be on social media and you're not even able to respond to a text message that say hi, or even wake up and say, hey, you know what, I was busy today, let me say hi to this lady that I'm interested in or I'm pursuing, then why should I? So it's a two-way street, and I agree, women have to be ready. And I
It's
think the
called play hard
reason,
to get.
huh?
It's called play hard to get.
Yeah, but that's
Which
how.
man do you think wants to sit down there and be sending you a message? Is they feel like at the end of the day they need to play hard to get. No man is just going to be direct.
No, and that's the problem. That's the problem. That's why we have people that are with people that they shouldn't be with. So I will give you an example. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble with hubby. But so there's a gentleman that I've known for a very long time before I even met him. And, every time he would attempt to talk to me, it was like I was in a relationship. And I'm like, hey, I'm in a relationship. I can't. Sorry. I don't even know you. So it happened. There was a summer where I went through this whole 3 years of being single and just like dating myself and getting to know myself. So he reached out to me and it was a perfect timing, but he lives in another state. And I was like, okay, I've never really been interested in long distance relationship, but I was like, okay, I'll entertain it, right? So we started talking and he came down to DC and we went out, we went to a museum. I mean, we had a really nice time. We went out, we hang out, and he went back. Um, anyway, long story short, he started like I thought we had a conversation before he left and we were gonna give it a shot. And I said, well, I don't really know you for me to say, yeah, I want us to date or whatsoever. I know you know me for a long time, but not in that type of, space. Like I don't know you to that point because at that point, my mindset was any guy that I date in that moment, that's the person that I hopefully want to um be my partner for life, like my husband. And if I don't see that in you, I don't want to waste your time. You're pursuing me, I'm pursuing you too. So I made it very clear. Like, he was like, no, I really want to get married to you. I said, oh, we got to hold on. Like, I want us to communicate. I want to learn about you, learn about your family, learn about X, Y, and Z. Anyways, he went back. First week, we had a really good communication. Was going back and forth. He's busy. He has a busy work schedule. He works in the hospital too. And I had a busy work schedule too. I had a lot of things that I was working on myself. But anyways, after a week, like I wouldn't get that conversation back, even though you're telling me in 2 weeks when you went back, you were super busy. You could get in one or twice, respond to me, and we talk at least for 5 minutes. For me, I'm not really a clingy person. I like distance. Like stay away from me. I want to miss you and go. I'm an Aquarius, if anybody know that sign. So, but like when I want to see you, like let's make time for that. And if you're busy, just try me, hey, I'm a little bit busy, can't talk to you for today. We'll talk later. Like just communicate. But did not do that. First of all, lied that didn't have a relationship and things always popped up. And then when I logged, at that time I wasn't even a real Facebook user. I just used to pop in and out. When I logged in, there was an event that he was inviting me to, but because of my schedule, I couldn't go. And then next thing I know, I see a lady that he was engaged to, that he told me that the engagement was cut off. And then I see both of them at the event. To me, like clearly you have time for that and you don't have time for me for us to communicate. That's enough communication for me, for me to say, okay, I need to exit. We're not even in a relationship. So we were just talking to see where we can go. But he was adamant he wanted to get married to me. And I'm like, no, I don't even know you. But then finding all this thing out and, knowing circle of people and finding out, yeah, he and his ex fiance are trying to work things out. That, there's always an underlying issue. I say this because a lot of men might say they're not ready yet, but they have a backup plan. Like they have things that are going on. Like you said, they don't see you as that lady. I mean, he wanted to go at it, but at the same time, I don't know the backstory. I don't want to know the backstory. So guess what? I'll exit because I'm not even in that loop already. So I'm exiting myself, save myself all those emotional headache to be going back and forth. Well, I saw you with this girl back and forth, but no, I don't want to do that. So let's block you. Who's next? Let's talk.
Yep, your maturity is completely different, that's for sure. Because
So
he's thinking in one, you're already thinking in 20. So,
right. So I say this to let people know that you have the power as well in every relationship to make your own decision if you want to. You can't blame a guy that you're in the relationship for 10 years and your wishes are to be married under the covenant or whatever you believe in, but you're not getting that, but you're there, you're playing wife, you're buying house together, you guys are having babies, you're purchasing, doing businesses together, but then you're not like having that actual commitment. I feel like marriage is a business partnership, is a partnership now in our modern society. Is not so much of, oh, I love you, we're building a family, all that. No, 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 no. This is a strict business. Yeah, love tangle into it with loyalty and all of that, but this is business because if you screw me over, guess what? You're screwed over too. So we're both making business here. And if he or she cannot commit to the business that we're trying to build here, why are you even wasting a year, two, three, and you know what you want? But just like, oh, it's my baby. Why? And then
there's already
why?
a red flag there. You even saying 10 years.
Yeah, 10
Why
years.
exactly would a woman actually sit down there with a dude and be dating him for 10
For 10
years? Like, common
years.
sense should tell you that the guy is really not interested in you. It's not even about being ready or not. He really does not see you like that because no dude in his right mind would wait for 10 years.
It
Within like
happens though.
3, 4 years, the guy already knows what he wants. If you're wife
Let me
material,
tell you,
he already
I
knows it.
feel like Rich, I don't mean to call you, but I feel like every man knows the moment he lay eyed on that woman,
Love
he
at first sight.
knows for sure, this one takes my hat. And then
Oh,
now it's all
please.
about making sure what his instincts are, if it's right. Hey, man, welcome to the show. What's up, man? Um,
I'm sorry,
I
but
feel like you
that
guys
one that
always
people keep on
know.
saying, that love at first sight, I'm sorry, but that's just rubbish.
No, no, no.
That's
I'm not talking about love at first sight, right? I'm talking about like I meet you, right? And there's
uh-huh.
something about you that makes my heart feel a little bit different, not just
First
lusting.
impression.
Yeah, I'm not talking about lusting or something like just that first encounter. You're like, okay, I'm interested. I want to get to know more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I feel like the mind has to be ready for marriage. If your mind is not ready for marriage and you don't understand what that covenant is, then, uh, hey, ladies, you're wasting your time. It's not about getting a ring. It's about getting that commitment and loyalty and believing in that person's vision as much as you. So let's say you and I, let's give an example. Okay. Let's say you and I was dating, right? You met me and you said, Felicia, I like you. I would like to get to know more about you. Okay. We go on a couple of days. This is the moment where you vet each other to understand, you know, where are you going? What are you even doing now? And where are you going? And where do you even want to be? I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that's where people construe this whole dating thing and it don't even understand what it means. It's like, okay, I like you, like me, we go out, we travel, and that. Why would I be traveling with you when I don't see like like that long term? Because I can go on a vacation with you and I'm not going to be breathing anymore. You don't even know my family. You're not even interested in that. You're not interested in anything about me other than us just spending quality time together. Why does that even matter? Are you just dating just to waste time? And then why do we women always say it's the man's fault that they've waited 10 years? No, it's your fault too. So
Takes two to tango.
yeah, it is through the tangle, right? But let's go. You got I was sharing the show. We got another comment. Um so did you give your response to River Says Pro? Why um is it that men are not always ready? I think there's a lot of factor plays in there, like you said. Some men are going through hurt and they're trying to figure that out. You know, I don't buy that BS that people say like, oh, there's no money and all that. That's BS. There's justice of peace. You can go there. It costs you like what, $50? You don't have $50 to go to justice of peace. I want a justice of peace, and we got married. It
Okay, that's the difference. You are special and unique. If you see the women that are out here in this society, they will literally, they can even spend up to $50,000 on a stinking wedding dress.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
Well, that's what. So, how do you expect a man to be ready if there is going to be a woman that would eventually want you to spend that kind of money? Because it's just the world
Listen,
we live in.
then you don't even need to be with her. That's
Thank
just for
you.
me.
So
Period.
that's why
You
they
don't
tell you
need
they're
to
not ready because they
like
don't want to spend that.
because and I'm not trying to fault anybody who wants to live their lavish dream life, the Cinderella story, Lila story, that they want to have the Cinderella wedding and all that. Hey, kudos to you. Enjoy your life. That's what you want to do. But for me, when I look at and just think about spending like 50, 70,000 on a wedding, I'm thinking about my kids. Like I want when my kids, when they reach my age, they should be flipping money out of their accounts to build, that's what you call generational wealth. Not for me to be putting my money on like flashy, crazy things, that doesn't make sense. I am very calculated. So I have pursuits from gentlemen that, when they look at me, they think like I'm this flashy, crazy girl, want to spend money. Like I like the finest things in life. I am the cheapest, frugal person you will ever meet. Like I am, if you see me spending money, it has been calculated and budgeted. And there's a lot of things I am more worried about my kids because I know I'm not going to be here for a long time. God forbid, I pray to stay long, but God forbid I could wake up tomorrow morning, they're not here. And then I'm gonna go spend 50, 60,000 on a wedding? No. So I told, I told him, I am not doing that. Oh, it's fun. We can have fun. No, no, no. We can have fun. You know what we're gonna do? Let's go to Justice of Peace. We don't need a whole crowd to let us know that we got married. We're going to have the few people that need to be there. Let's go there, get that stuff done. We will share when we want to share with people when we got married or whatsoever. Um, he said, you know, we have to do that. And then I don't mind taking a nice little vacation, right? Like spending that quality time. I love to travel. So I always tell my husband, like, we can just travel, just us. But guess what? We're not spending that money because guess what? It really is mind boggling when I see people spend that amount of money that they don't even earn in a year. And I'm just like, you're
Thank
willing
you.
to you're willing to do that, but you don't have 6 months of your rent saved up. Like you don't even have a saving plans that when your kid reach a certain age that you have certain amount of money in their account. Like you're just blowing it. That's crazy. So I feel like these are things that people should discuss. But if that's what you want and you're able to do it and you're willing to do that, hey, do you, that works for you. But for me, that was something that I was not even like going to do. Like, let's go pay $50. I can get a dress that will look even with I can get a $20 dress that will look so nice on me, right? Dress myself up, get myself looking so good. Getting not just the beat. They have a whole auditorium. You can invite whoever you want to. They stay right there. Or you can go to the park, have your pastor pray over you, have a little dinner at home, call it a day. That's me. I, when I tell people that, they're like, you don't appear to be that type of girl, but that's who I am. That's the type of things that I like because I work hard for my money. I don't want it to blow in 2 seconds just to say I drink it down the drain. And then next day I'm thinking like, oh shoot, gotta go do this amount of work just to get that money back. Or I have to do payment. I rather do payment on things that are like important. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Everybody has their needs and what they're interested in. But for me, that was not something that even I want to even do. Like,
Well,
hey,
that's
Anna,
what
welcome to
men
the
would like
show.
to hear. So you see, that's the reason why I stuck around to be friends with you and Anna, because at least I've seen you guys enough to know that both of you have the mindset to at least if I were to be married to any of you, at least I know that I'll be safe. I know that my children's future will be good. I know that I
Thank
won't have to
you.
worry. But the women of nowadays, believe you me, if I have the opportunity, I will still tell them a million times I am not ready. Because I
Hey,
need a woman that has some sense, not one that is going to come dry you out. And then when the time comes now that you got nothing, then they're going to divorce you and then still try to take everything else that they never even worked hard for. So why would you
that's
expect a
true.
guy then to tell you that he's ready and he has been with you for 10 years? It's because he has already seen all these things and he knows fully well that it's not going to end well. So he doesn't even want
Mm.
to get into it.
So
It's
fear
just the
of
way life
divorce,
is.
and then, it's good that you said that because on that platform, the gentleman said it's not that men aren't ready. It's just there's a lot of unrealistic expectation from women, and it's convenient in that moment for them to stay with whoever they're with. Hey, and it's convenient in that moment, so they hang on to that relationship to see how and some people truly aren't ready mentally and physically, and they're still trying to navigate if marriage is even for them. But yeah, hey Anna, welcome. You guys, Anna grace us with her face again. Hey,
Mm-hmm. Hey,
well,
Anna. Welcome to the conversation.
I know. Well, tonight we're just chit chatting. So we cover this one. Let me see if she can give her info on this one. So River Pro said, why is it that men are not always ready? Rarely you hear a woman who isn't ready. Even rich women are ready. Rich woman has money. She can sponsor you.
I think it goes both ways. So even women, it's just the on the average, women are more ready than men. But there are women that also say they're not ready, and I feel like everybody has reasons. I find I'm not ready as an excuse.
True.
So a lot of times people don't see that person as the person for them, and they're hoping that the right person will come along. Or
Why
they're
not just
just
let him go until
everybody
you're
wants to
ready?
hold on to something. There's something they call half bread is better than none, right?
True.
This
Exactly. That's how I like it. I
so
think they have
people,
bread for now.
yeah, I'll hold myself, I'll hold body with this one while I find Mr. or Mrs. Right.
Uh-huh.
Child, we're living in a cold world.
The world made it like that now, so we have to use it.
I know, I know. That's a good one, though, Anna. That's a good one. So
So I
here's
think that
another one. He said, when a man tells a woman he's not ready, it leaves the woman with a lot of guilt. She starts to question herself. I am. Am I not attractive enough? Am I not good in bed? Giving giving a fountain. I like that. Remember, do you maybe you know what? Maybe we should. It says the question that's coming from a man. Let the ladies answer first.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that is a self-inflicted emotion that women put on themselves that they shouldn't. It's not always about beauty, and women are so confused. They just think it's always about. We always think it's about beauty. And for me, if a man wasn't attractive to you, why is he even in your corner in the first place? I think that's the first question a lot of women should ask themselves, right? If he wasn't attracted to you, there's something that attracted him to you, and that was your responsibility to get to know why he was even interested in talking to you in the first place. And some men are brutally honest, and those are the ones that I like. I like very honest person that will tell you, "Hey, I saw you. I thought we can just, hang around for the fountain." And then I know what's up. Or, I like you and this is X, Y, and Z. I know this. That's why I'm interested in. I would like to know more. I think a lot of women put those self-inflicted emotional stuff on themselves, and
You're
it's not
welcome,
about
Daddy, and I love how
attraction.
you ask too
I
much.
think when a man say he's not ready, you need to ask the necessary question, like, why are you not ready? Like, how long is it going to take you to get ready? I think that's a necessary question that you need to ask. You need to know how long it's going to take. when
Mm-hmm.
when does he see himself getting to that level, and does he even see you to that point where it will be you? Because
But they'll
once
never.
you, huh?
I said, but they'll never tell you the truth, though.
Right, but that's why I said I never really, when I used to date, I never really asked questions because it came off like an interview. I always like to play out like a scenario, because then when you have a conversation with someone, you can tell if they're telling you the truth or they're lying. Because some people will just say things because they think that's what you want to hear. It's kind of like a hook, right? If I tell Richard, your eyes look so nice. I like brown eyes, right? And then now Richards is sitting there like, wow, she likes Brian. And then you're like giggling because that makes you feel good. So I know Richard liked me to tell him what he wants to like. So I'm hooking in to get him absorbed into me more. You know, I wish I major in psychology because it's so interesting to learn about human being. But yeah, like human being likes to hear things about themselves. And once you start to know this thing, you put the bear a little bit and you notice that they're interested in now. You're like, oh, this is what they like. So let me keep feeding into that. And I feel like that's how women are. Like when you go into dating, you should not have your blank face on where, oh, he's cute. Like I hate when I hear that word from women. Like he cute, he look good. Keep that to yourself. Obviously, he has to be physically attractive for you to even acknowledge him, right? But once you start saying he's cute and that is the overwhelming priority of you, then now you start feeding into something else. You start thinking, well, I'm not attractive. It's not about you being attractive. Sometimes people just aren't ready, or it's not you. You're not his spec, but in this moment, that works. So, like you guys said, so let's hear from oh, my last part is not about the fountain not being good, because two people can make the fountain good. It doesn't have to be one person. If it's not good, both of you need to start figuring out how to make it good. That's all I can say to that. That's my take. What do you have to say, Rich?
Oh man, that's a funny one.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so this comment, he said, oh, let me go back to it. He said, when a man tells a woman he's not ready, it leaves the woman with a lot of guilt. She starts to question herself. Am I not attractive enough? Do you think it's about attractiveness or about
it
how the
has
fountain
nothing.
is being given?
It has nothing to do with
Yeah.
attractiveness because at the end of the day, if attract the attraction is gonna fade. So men don't really, sure, they will see that beauty out there. In other words, what men really look at, from what I've noticed, is they would not want something or somebody that somebody else doesn't want. So the
True.
fact that they see that somebody else is eyeing you, that basically tells them that, okay, there is something in this one. Let me try to get it. So it becomes like a competition for them.
True.
So for a woman to be feeling guilty and say, then her doing guilty, that's insecurities right there, which basically means she herself is not even serious about what she really wants. Because
True.
if you know yourself and you know your what, then why exactly would you feel insecure? Why will you question yourself? Why will
I
you question your attractiveness? Your attractiveness should come from within. It's not what is physically outside, because that has pretty much faded from the beginning. The guy has
I
seen it,
bet
he has gone beyond that
I
and it's
bet to
past.
differ though. I bet
You
to
saw?
Okay.
differ.
You better differ. Of course, you better differ.
I think
Differ very
even in
well.
I
Huh?
think I think even in marriage, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When your spouse either tells you they're not ready for sex or whatever, you question yourself. I agree with River says pro. If a
That's
man
different
tells me
though.
no,
That's different.
no, no, it's not. And I'm getting
For
to the
marriage?
dating. I'm getting
For
to the
marriage?
dating. I'm getting to the dating part.
Okay, okay.
Even marriage.
The guy
If
will tell you, he will tell you what he wants when that one reach.
no, I was using that as an example. But let's say
Uh,
even in dating relationships,
mhm.
when a man rejects a woman or tells a woman they're not ready to settle, but they always give you affection when it's time for sex,
Say for
the
fountain,
woman's
we're
first
using fountain. We're using
the
fountain.
oh fountain. Okay, when the woman is given she starts questioning herself. Like to me, I feel like if that was the case with a man and he tells me he's not ready, I ask myself like, okay, what is it about me that he's not ready? What can I do to
Why
make
are you
him get
asking
ready?
yourself though? I don't mean to interrupt.
Because
Like, why would you ask yourself? Why
because
not ask him?
because you can ask him, he'll tell you everything. He'll come up with all kinds of excuses, but the truth he's not gonna tell you.
Well, then now you have to start playing and observing what it is you want.
I agree. I'm trying to respond to River says pro,
Okay,
right?
okay, sorry.
Because the truth is you should leave. When a man tells you he's not ready, you should leave because you never know when he'll be ready. He's just looking for the next girl to come in the picture and then he'll dump you. Okay. But in I'm just thinking of putting myself in someone's shoes, someone telling me I'm not ready to settle right now. They're not ready to settle, and then of course I'll find out what their excuses are, but then in my mind I'll also do a self-reflection like, okay, what is it that's causing him not to, depending on the reasons that he gives. If he tells me, oh, I'm not ready because I don't have enough money now, blah blah blah, I'll ask him like, how much do you think you can make before you start doing that? Obviously that's a one of the reasons that a lot of men give, and they give those reasons. We have so many bills in America, your bills will never end. So if you tell me you're gonna make $1 million before you're ready to marry, same thing about having kids. Those are red flags that the man doesn't want you. You
True.
know, like he'll tell you, "Oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to have kids yet. I want to have some money first." All like excuses that a man doesn't want to settle with you, even if you're married to him. I'm not
That's
ready.
not
I'm
an
not ready.
excuse.
I'm
That
not
is
ready.
real.
I don't buy that
That
excuse though,
that I
Anna.
don't
I
buy.
just feel like
That is real because
No,
if
kids are
he if he
no,
expensive.
no. The excuse where a man will tell you, I'm not ready to have babies yet because we don't have enough money. How much money will you get before you're ready to have kids? And the truth is, as money enters, something else comes up that would take that money away. I don't think there's enough money that someone can make before they can start having kids.
That's why you
That's
start
no, you
planning.
can
mostly
never. You can never have
exactly.
enough money.
So a lot
You
of
know.
times, guys that don't want to be with you, those are some of the reasons that they use. Oh my God, I'm zooming myself so bad.
No,
Oh,
some of them, a lot of times, right? You thought about it to that level. A guy does not think about it to that level because it's
yes,
the
they
same
do.
way. I will use myself
Yes,
for
they do.
example.
Yes, they
My
do.
madam. my madam will be bringing all these expenses. At first, she used to tell me that we should wait, that there is no finances and stuff for us to get to start having kids because kids are expensive. Me, I did not listen. Now my eye is shining. So at the end of the day, if a man tells you that is because he needs some money, at least even if it's 100, even if it's 10,000 saved in the account, that's a start. It will save him because the burden of taking care of kids, all
How
that
long?
diaper that you guys buy, is
How long would that
ridiculous.
take?
Hold
How
on.
long would
Hold
that
on
take?
one second, you
That's
guys.
this
River
thing now,
Pro,
six
I just
months.
put a link back. River Pro, I put the link. I'm sorry.
That's
He said
six
he did
months.
not. Um, I put the link. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
So at the end of the day, me, I believe in no matter what, sure, the woman wants to feel guilty. That's her own business. The man is not trying to give you that guilty treatment. But if the man senses that you are feeling insecure and you are questioning yourself, Ngwano, that's how he will take you now. Because if you are confident with yourself, then he will take you as being confident. If you bring yourself down, then he will look at you in that same way. Because you guys are not married yet.
But Richard,
And
you're
then when
not
it
Right.
being
comes to the fountain
realistic,
thing,
though.
if
You're not
if
being
woman no
realistic.
agree,
You're not being
if
realistic.
if you're not doing your
Everyone,
fountain, then that's
every
your business. And we'll find
everyone
another
in
fountain
this
somewhere
life,
else now.
you're not being realistic. Everyone in this life has insecurities.
Hmm.
You can
Yes,
come off like you're confident, but deep down, rejection makes you self doubt. It makes you question, second guess yourself because you want to see what you could have done differently.
I agree. Welcome, River Pro.
Hey, how
You
you
should
guys
just
doing?
ask. Good,
Good.
good.
It's
Okay.
getting hot on here.
Yeah, it's getting hard, man. I try to come on. I don't know for some reason when I touch this, like back then when I hit the link, I come on, but this time around I got to do it for my inbox. That's why I sent it. I don't know for some reason.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what is they created this whole that's what it always give me a hard time to start the show. The StreamYard, I don't know what they did recently. They did an upgrade and it
Mhm.
messed everything up. You can't even use it from Chrome at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
you have to use Microsoft Edge. But that's a really good question you asked. And Anna, I agree to you, Anna, to a certain degree, right? But I feel
Mhm.
like even I have been in a situation, right, in my previous relationship. I think I shared on here before where I felt insecure because I knew everywhere I went, I get eyes turned. And then the one person that I wanted to look at me in that way did not, but claimed or was in love with me. And but for me, even though I felt that way, I had to sit down and say, you know what, he's not just that into me. So I need to do the necessary thing and walk out of this relationship.
That's
And I
true.
did. But the thing is, most men don't have that confidence, in my opinion, to break up a relationship unless the woman is just disgruntled. They would just be like, yeah, I'm done. But I feel like a lot of men do things just to kind of like get you to
Give
get
you
out because they
hints.
don't want
Yeah.
you to
Yeah.
like
They
feel
don't
like
want to
they
be the
break
one
up.
to do it. Yeah.
It's always the woman breaking up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that, I feel like insecurity, I think once anybody who's watching is going through this, I feel like once a person said they're not ready, it's not for you to stop putting that inflicted doubt on yourself. They're not ready. Clearly, you are ready. That's why you're interested in having that conversation because they never brought it to you. If a man told me, hey, Felicia, I really want to get married to you, but right now, this is our X, Y, and Z, our situation. There's a way in which somebody tell you that, and you start to understand, okay, he wants better things for us, and he's already set the timeline when he would like us to take our relationship to the next level. But it's like we've been together 2 years, 3 years. Oh yeah, oh I'm not ready. Every time you bring it up, they try to change the conversation, and it's like you've had baby number one, like he says, right? Baby number one came. Okay, he's still not ready. Baby number two came. Okay, he's still not ready. Baby number like serious, and you're that okay? Maybe one day he'll be ready. It's different if you're saying, well, I don't feel comfortable yet for us to, you as the woman, you both agree at the time where you want to have your relationship move to the next level because of whatever reasons. But you're solely just waiting for that. And some of them stay together until 15, 20 years. And then the moment they get married, they get a divorce. Or the moment they divorce, the next day you look, he's getting married to someone he just met. What?
Look, men are scared to get
I can
married in this
relate.
society that we live in,
I
especially
can
even when
relate.
if the woman has a child, right? Be rest
Yeah.
assured, a lot of men are scared because even me, myself, there was a point in time where I was scared, wondering what's going to happen. Because as soon as a woman has a child for you and you guys are married, everything is getting split. And then
Why? Why
now
is
we
it that
use,
way?
huh?
Why do you feel that way though? Why?
Well, here in Oklahoma, no matter what, whether I own, like I own so many things, if I divorce my madam, 50% of everything I own automatically goes to her. Whether she was there to when I started it or not, she gets automatic 50% of it. But at the same time, men are also scared nowadays because the way women use this whole uh, child support thing, they've basically become part of the reason why men don't even want to get married again.
I
Because
think
now
that's the
every time,
key.
every small thing, child
And
support.
and
Look at
that's
how
why
many
I
people.
told you guys that
Military is the highest level of divorce nowadays. And if you look at
Mm,
all those military men, they will tell you that their wives have thrown child support on them. And then now they said they don't even want to get married anymore. Instead, they'd rather have kids with women just to have those kids and have somebody to take on their legacy. But that's it. They are not interested in marriage anymore because women have pretty much ruined it.
I
If you show
agree.
genuine love and stuff like that, then the men will be interested. But at the same time, yes, there are some men that are not really interested in getting married. If you've been in a relationship for up to 4 years and the man still has not proposed to you, my dear, run. It's as simple as that. But women, at that point in time, they're already locked inside of the thing because now insecurities are kicked in. They feel like they are worthless and they are used cargo. That at the end of the day, nobody else wants that used cargo. Well, you are sitting there wasting your time because the longer you are going, the older you are getting, which basically means that egg, everything, even your face itself will start becoming wrinkled. All those stretch
can I
marks will start
can
to
I
get
say
revealed.
something? Can
It's
I say
simple.
Yeah,
something?
really quick. Let me correct
Can
this. He meant he's married. He was just using an analogy. He's married. He has kids. And this man is married. Okay, he's off the market. That was a message for you.
I
But
want to
you
say
guys, really
something.
quick, go
I want
ahead.
to
And then after that, let's hear from River Says Pro.
I want to say something. I want to
Uh,
correct some things that I heard Richard saying. And I
uh,
think that a lot of times people and men tend to make women that are getting older, like they basically kind of shame or make them feel like they have to rush into marrying people at a young age so that they don't get old and single and not have anybody. There's a lot of science that has helped women that are older to be able to have.
yeah, freeze your egg.
I'm sorry.
Put it in
And
the
my
freezer.
my baby was choking. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I
She
was
okay?
saying that, yeah, she's fine. I was saying that there's science, a lot of science that have helped women to be able to have kids regardless of how old they are. You know, IVF and a couple of other things that people are doing now, surrogacy. So when I heard him describe how women will be waiting and getting old and having wrinkles and all the like, you can still be wrinkled and still have a beautiful baby. So please do not rush into any type of relationship because you're worried that you'll be that woman that looks old and wrinkly with babies and blah blah blah. Now the second thing I would like to clarify about getting into relationships, and if man Emmanuel mentioned something about being an intentional man. Women
Yes,
don't go into relationships with the goal to put someone on child support, right? I know that there are
true.
exceptions where some women will go and put their husbands or their spouses or their baby daddies in on child support out of vendetta, right? Vendetta, and also because of misunderstandings and all the like. I don't believe in people putting forcing someone to take care of their responsibility. However,
Right.
if you're not doing what you need to do, and there's a law to advocate for that woman that needs the help, yeah, then it should happen. But at the same time, I think that, you know, women don't go into it to to have babies with people because they want to get child support. I think sometimes women have babies with men because they hope that the man will want to stay with them, not
Yeah.
necessarily purposely to put them on child support. So I wanted to clear that narrative. And then the third thing that I wanted to mention was people. He mentioned something about people now divorcing and having babies from multiple partners. You know, I personally think I see that in the military, that's correct, but is that the right thing to do? No. You can
No.
choose to not be married and have a partner and have kids. Yes, that's your personal choice. But I don't think that if you were doing what, if you were being an intentional man, like Emmanuel mentioned, the woman will feel, give you any kind of stress. You understand? So regardless
True.
of how bad your communication skill is, but if you're an intentional person, you take care of her, you make sure you're taking care of
Even
your
taking care of it as
responsibilities,
much as
those
that.
things would not happen.
True.
Mm.
I agree. Thank you so much for that, Anna. Let's hear from Rivers as Pro. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you very much. Yes, great topic.
Thank you.
So my thing is, uh, and this is based on my own statistic. It's not from my own observation. So 5 out of 10 times when a man tells a woman he's not ready, 5 out of 10 times they will not get married. Five, this
True.
is like 50-50.
I
Yeah,
agree.
seriously, because the man must have seen something. I know Fee said, well, those guilt and those it's self-inflicted. I don't think it's self. I think it comes naturally to a woman. Like
True.
imagine, yeah, like I mean, feel like you decide to commit yourself to your company, to wherever hospital. You're like, okay, I apply for this position, and maybe you were three, and then they took one person. You will start thinking a lot of things like, oh, maybe I wasn't qualified. You know what I'm saying? You will start to sometimes those people don't tell you bluntly like, oh, this person has more experience or other thing. Sometimes they will just tell you like my job, they just get a job to the other person. They don't have to give you no reason. But then you start to think like, well, maybe he or she was more qualified. Was there something that, amazed, were they not satisfied with my I mean, did I not have a satisfactory performance during those times that I was here? So I think, I think as far as that I mean, it comes naturally to the woman. And as far as the woman asking the man, that's when she become kind of combative because that's when I see a lot of women would tell the man, well, if you don't, my time is wasting. And to what my brother said, the woman started thinking, I'm getting old, my time is wasting. That's when she started to push the issue because she was start thinking, well, is he seeing another person? So much of that thing start to come in, and all those things start to create rift. And once those rifts start, then the that's when guys, you will start seeing the real woman that you wanted to marry. Seriously. Because, oh yeah, I'm telling you, I got a cousin. I got a
All
cousin.
hair falls
Yeah,
loose.
I got a cousin. Hope he not even watching. He married this girl after I think 4 months. They divorced. 4 months.
Yeah,
Four
that
months.
one is going ignore me. Just ignore that thing. It never happens.
Yeah, exactly. And then he said because he found out she was not a family person, but all along she was acting though. All they were dating. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
People pretend.
yeah, so that's why when you see men say they are not ready, there's something. I don't think men will just wake up and be like, oh, men want companionship. You know what I'm saying? Men, especially if men see you that you're somebody caring that will take care of their children. In terms of your composure, how you solve problem, all those help. The men wouldn't just say, I will just delay her time. He must have seen something, and he like, you know what? Let me wait a little bit and see. So when he put that, and then she started to be, aggressive and started to push the issue and all those things, that's when the problem comes about, And then I don't know if you guys ready, two of you ladies on here. I don't know if you guys really understand or you know the pressure that's exerted on men to get for getting married. Like the brother
I
said over there,
do.
that thing is scary. It's scary. Like seriously. Fee, that women I never saw a woman that was afraid to get married. Maybe Fee, but
That's
I mean,
true.
maybe
Well,
yeah,
nowadays they are scared though. Hey,
yeah, yeah,
a
Fee.
lot
A
of them want
lot
to
of
be side chick.
yeah, seriously. A lot of time you will see women got their hands up, they showing their ring. I mean, guys, how many old men carry ring around? I mean, women say, "Oh, you doing?" But it's just that there's something about it, like some kind of little fear where women are more open to showing themselves, got a ring and stuff, whatever. Because even in the Bible, it said a man should leave his whole left and click. See that scripture alone scary. Some of all that mama baby, you leaving your home, and you go into that woman and you don't there's so much thing you're thinking, yeah, we were meeting, but at that time, and at that time when we met each other, we were not obligated, we were just seeing each
Right.
other, yeah, we go hang out and go eat out and do whatever we do, but there was no obligation. But now I'm moving in with this woman, or this woman is moving in, and how is she going to react to there are some things about me, my friends, my family. There's so much thing that the man is being pressured. That's why sometimes when you see the man say he's not ready, there's a whole lot you have to think about, because dating a person is one thing, guys.
Mm,
Getting married to them it's a
it's another.
whole different thing. It's there's so much pressure, man. You are responsible for days, I'm not talking about taking care of them, because obviously, you have to take care of. But there's some other unknown, things that you don't.
I know.
Yeah, so I think that's
Especially,
why. Yeah, when men say they are not ready, I think there's something, guys. I don't think it just.
I have a question for you guys.
Mhm.
Actually, two questions. How would you, what are some, like, would you prefer to have a girlfriend than to be married? And if so, why? Secondly,
for the
would you
men.
pref- yes, would you prefer to have a to be married and have a side?
Eh, he can't answer the
let
other
let
question
let
on here
let,
now.
let me go over the first one. Then my brother will say that second one is too scary. But look, Anna, yeah, honest, to be honest with you, right now,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
I think because I got a friend right now that he got a lady. These people, they been girlfriend, boyfriend. I'm telling you, Anna, for almost 25 years. These people are so nice. Oh my God. When they just blend in. There's no pressure on anyone. They do things together. So at this point, seriously, look.
What makes you think that makes them happy? Like just the fact that there's no title,
Yes, I
or
think
you?
that, yeah, I think that title, I think the title is one thing, but the fact that I don't know why they are, I mean, they are family friends. I mean, we visit each other, we go to occasion, we travel other states, we like real family, but they, I don't know what their agreements are, and I know they are not swingers for one part, because they are good people, but I don't know what their arrangement are. But I mean, that could be one thing. Maybe the fact
One of
that
them
that
is
whole
married.
married,
Maybe one
huh?
of them is married in Africa.
Uh,
No, it's
No,
just a
no, I
mutual
don't think so.
understanding.
I don't think so. When you're done, I have
yeah,
something to add to that.
so I think, yeah, I mean, maybe the fact that the title is not there, because the title itself is a whole different thing, and then the
Do they have kids?
no, they don't have kids, but
Okay.
okay, the lady has kids and the man got kids, but both of them don't
Okay.
have kids together.
Yeah.
So
So
There's an
yeah,
agreement. There's an agreement there.
yeah, they prefer just doing one panky.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, it makes
yeah.
You
So
sense.
consider it as wonky panky, but
It
No,
somebody
makes
no,
else
no.
will
sense.
see
I
it as
wouldn't
They're doing
consider it like
mutual
that though.
companionship.
understanding.
I wouldn't consider it that. I
They're doing
think
companionship.
no,
No, but Anna,
no.
Fee, excuse, no, Anna,
My
these
Yeah,
dear,
go
that's
people,
ahead,
another
Anna.
version of
uh,
marriage
uh, uh,
nowadays.
Anna, these people, they own home, they are responsible, like they got stuff together. They're not just, they ain't just like ordinary people. They got a lot of commitment together when it comes to finances, when it comes to buying stuff. They are very unique. I don't hang out with foolish people. They are
Yeah.
unique, a group of people, but it's just that, they just not married, and they prefer being like that.
Thank you for that. I wanted to add something to what you said, River says Pro. And then Anna, when you asked that question, I think that's a really good question. I will tell you guys, at some point I thought about that. Like, didn't want to do the whole legal side of it. Just let's just be, it's working for us. What's the point? Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to go to the court and do that. Like, I don't want some government being in my business. But as a Christian woman, I know that is what God like ordain and want us to be. But I will tell you, I think these days just the thought of marriage because the government has taken over it instead of it being like a religious thing that
Yep.
it used to be. So a
Hmm.
lot of people are not trying to do that. It's not. I still think they're married though. It's just I don't think you have to go to the court and sign it. Like I said, when you go to the court and sign it, even though I did, if you go to the court and sign it, that's a straight business. I feel like you're in a business contract. That's a contract. It's not, you're not doing the whole, yeah, the church, you have to go through the church because a lot of people don't even go to the church to help them
It's
sort
called
out before
cohabitants.
divorce. Yeah,
They're in a cohabitant marriage.
right,
So they are still
right,
married, but they're in a
yeah,
cohabitant marriage because they are staying
right.
together for that long period of time.
Well, in your sentence, but I would say as a believer, I feel like even if you just went with your pastor and your family and they sat there and you had that, your family got to know everything. Anna, are you on here twice? Anna's on here twice. Um, Let me remove this one and then add this one. Maybe that's the one. I feel like once you do that, you're already married. I honestly don't believe, I think if you want to go to the court and do all of that and have it signed because we're in America and there's a whole lot of legal things that be happening, but my parents, they were married for years and they didn't do all of these other things that we did to go to the court and all that. They did traditional stuff, whether it was like my mom parents were there, my dad went to her parents, they prayed, they did whatever and exchanged conversation and all that. And it was done. That was his wife. And I feel like when people choose to do that where their family knows that, I still consider that as marriage. I wouldn't say they're not married. They're married. They just are the legal side of it. Like they're not legally married, but they're married because they're choosing on that end. And I think there's a commitment there because one, people who have children, I feel like if they don't want to pursue that, they've probably been married before and they know the other side of it. And they're like, well, we just don't want to go that legal side. I'm committed to you, you're committed to me. I think also there's a reason why the other side is important when we live in the Western world because if God forbid something happened and that person didn't give you legal access to them or like sign any type of document and say, I give responsibility to this person to have power of attorney over me or whatsoever, then they don't have any type of thing to say to you or whatsoever. But people have ways that they can do that and not going the legal route to get married. There's a lot of ways of doing that. Oh, everybody dropped off. Um, but yeah, I don't think that. But I have one question for you, River says Pro.
Hmm.
You said something about when you're at church, not at church, but when you're at a job, right?
Hmm.
And they take like I do hiring and stuff like that. We look at if there's a position open, and we will go ahead and put people there and say, hey, this person qualified. But I think do you think the reason that most people feel that way about somebody else getting there is because they're not understanding from the management perspective that like this person qualified for this role and not me, instead of them asking the question, you, you don't think they have every right to go ask management, like, I would like to go over my review and see where, why, they have every right to do that. You don't
Yeah,
think
but
they
yeah,
should?
yeah, yeah, they do. But okay, so my job.
Hmm.
Okay, say for my job, let me just give example of my job and previous place that I applied, right? When I came to the, so my
Hmm.
job, they are more of a union. So what they
Yeah,
do, they do seniority thing. So if he has been there, so seniority comes before experience. Sometimes
yeah,
they mix it up. Sometimes they mess it up. I see them mess it up and do experience. If this guy got mad, almost burned down the whole place because after they said a seniority and another guy took the job that the other guy been there longer. Then he said, whoa, y'all said it was seniority. I got more seniority. Then they said, well, yeah, he's about experience. He knows more. So you see how they play around it. So yeah, you're right. I mean, sometimes you can go there and find out. So you can find out. Sometimes they will tell you. Sometimes admi- you have to remember this too, Fee. Ac- Administratively, there are things they don't tell you. There are times
yeah.
people get fired at my job. When I ask, they don't tell you the reason
They're not
because
gonna tell you.
yeah, they're not
It's
gonna tell you.
private.
So when I came to the United States, I remember going for an interview one time somewhere, and guys, I'm telling you, this lady, I was too sure of getting the job because there were people there because my CV was I mean it wasn't great, but it was good, and there were people there who couldn't even it was one of those production jobs when I came to the United States. There were people there who couldn't even speak English. That lady, I'm telling you, Fee, that lady did not mean that job. I was so when I called, I went through the temp agency. Well, I didn't even call them, they called me. Do you know what the lady told them? I wasn't making eye contact enough. Oh, that thing had me. I'm there. Are you kidding me? You
Oh, don't
looking
worry.
Yeah,
at
That's why I
somebody
lost
it's
way.
my Bowen
important.
job. Same
Yeah,
exact excuse.
yeah. I say you looking at somebody way. A rich CV that been doing this thing, I've been at the lead level. Then you got people who can barely speak English. I'm not looking down, but I think they were from Thailand or something, Nepalese that couldn't. And I felt bad. I started thinking like, but she was a black lady, so I'm like,
Yeah.
what is
It's
going on
always
here?
your own. I
Yeah.
hate to say that. It's always your own.
Yeah, so you see now, I started thinking on a lot, but I went, I'm like, why would she do that to me? Because I'm like, eye contact, what is that? Like, seriously, I mean, so right there, I started creating something like I didn't really know because I was too sure of getting a job. So you're right, yeah, you got a right to go ask, but sometimes you ask those people, they will not ready to, unless if you were for union where they got strict hiring policy, that seniority. But otherwise, some of them will not tell you this. Some of them be there well fee, your attendance. They might not tell you. You've been slacking off. You've been late at work, and we can't trust you because this is a supervisory position. Sometimes those things in their mind, but they're not going to tell you. So sometimes going to
Yeah.
them, yeah, it
I agree with you. And this is what I used to tell my team, right? Every year when you do your evaluation, before you get to that evaluation, you need to write down a lot of things that you want to know that will help you to grow.
yeah,
Because in that evaluation, it is very, very important that your management team let you know where you're at.
yeah,
And if they give you a scoring, you don't just take it. You need to read it and ask question and say, why did I get this score, and what did I do this year that made me get this score? If
mm,
it's not a score that you agree, and then you ask them, what can I do to make my score a little bit better, and what resources do you have to support me? So those are questions, like, a lot of people, when you review with them, it's just like, oh, okay, they give them the raise and then they go. They don't ask those questions. And I managed a union account for a very long time, and it's always that situation. And there's something I always tell people: union is just there to make sure the company rules align with legal rules, and
yes,
that you're not being treated for, like
yep,
somebody's not being emotional and use you, do
yep,
things to you that is not right.
mm,
So by right, whatever policy they're telling you, you need to make sure you know your union bylaws more
yep,
than your management team.
Yeah.
But a lot of people who are union don't know the union bylaws. And sometimes management don't even know union bylaws. But I'll tell you, the teams that I managed before,
Mhm.
that is the number one thing I always, if I know your union, because I know a lot of team members will always say, well, we're union, I can get away with everything. And I tell them, you cannot, not on my watch. It's not that I'm coming after you. It's just because I'm encouraging you to be independent and read about your rights, what you know, because I'm reading about what I can and cannot do. And if I do it, I don't want you to hesitate and be asking me questions. You need to know it. You pay for it, know it. So a lot of people don't know like what they can and cannot do. And a lot of management team don't understand. They get afraid and then they act out, but they don't fully understand the bylaws that it is not a big difference from the company rules. It's the same thing that legal rules are. It's just people just don't
Yeah.
pay attention to it.
It's true you say though, because there are people. I remember where they brought this new guy. I remember somebody was talking about. I think a guy. They wanted a guy to do a certain job, and he said, "Well, he couldn't do it." And there was another girl that who said, "Well, I can do it. I got more seniority. Let me do it." And the new boss look at her like, "What seniority? What's that?" Like,
Yeah, they don't know. They
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, they don't know. But Fee and let me ask you, Rach, brother, Rachel. So uh, if if let me ask you from a woman, from a lady's perspective. So
Mhm.
because now we're talking about this whole that ready thing, if hobby,
Yeah.
if you were ready. I don't know how y'all got it. I don't know who was your pastor, women, y'all let men, maybe you. I won't be surprised. You don't went over there and say, but look, look,
No.
your pastor, women, y'all love Benny, where y'all love y'all. So look, Sophie, if
Uh-huh.
imagine you ready, and at that time you're young, hobby be like. God, nah, I'm not ready. As a woman, fee, how will you have felt? Like I said, I don't know the circumstances of your marriage, who was
Yeah.
ready and who was not ready, or if both of you were mutually ready. But how will you feel as a woman if he was to tell you, you ready, fee, you ready? You said, you know what, I'm already, fresh out, from college. I'm ready to settle down. I met the Prince Charming. The next thing the guy is telling you, yeah, I ain't ready. How would you feel as a woman? And if it did happen to you, how did you feel?
I think that happened to me before I even met him. But he lied to me because he said he was ready. And I knew, like I think I shared on here before, we were cool. And I was like, okay, we good. We've been together. My goal was I need to get to know you. Like I want to be around your family. I want to learn about everything and get to know that. And firsthand, yes, that emotional piece hit. You're
Hmm.
like, oh shoot, like I really like him, but he's not into me that way. What is it? I mean, he enjoyed my company. Is he just hanging around to find someone? And yeah, I mean, that was that situation. But let's go to the question directly. Let's just say he wasn't ready. That happened to me before. So I already knew the game plan. Like,
Okay.
like if this happened, he's not ready, he's not ready. For me, like I said, I don't know if you believe in a zodiac sign, but I kind of think they're kind of tied to a human being a little
Hmm.
bit. So I think everybody has their sign of things that happen to them under whatever they're born. I think it's nature, right?
Hmm.
But how I am built is I like hard truth. Even
Okay.
if it hurt me, I like hard truth. I
Hmm.
will say it and go through my emotions, but my emotions don't last more than one day. Like, I guess it depends. Let me just say, maybe I haven't been to that level to
Hmm.
have my emotion last longer than a day, right?
Yeah.
Because I try to look at things in different perspectives. Like if I was the one not interested, let's just say I met him and I just like him in that moment because this is how, the environment where we're at. I feel like environment plays a key role. We're
Hmm.
in college and he's a really good study person and that. Let's just say I'm just giving you that scenario, right?
Mhm.
and he helped me with homework or whatsoever. And I was like, oh, he's really smart. I want to be around him. So of course I'm not thinking about that. But then we've already times have elapsed. We've been together a whole of college, and I'm sitting here like, oh man, I want to get married. Now I'm thinking about kids and family and all that. But this is the person I've been with. And I think a lot of women start to put their life in perspective once they're almost,
Yep.
but I feel like by 25, 26, they've already gone there. They got a job and they're like, okay, what's next? We've been dating. What are we waiting for? So if I was there and he said he didn't want to get married, my initial question for me would be like, well, what's wrong with me?
Mhm.
I feel like that's a natural thing to think, right?
Yep. Yep.
But don't dwell on it. Don't sit there and be like, well, it's me. But for me, how I'm built, even though I was think that way, but then I start asking questions. I mean,
Okay.
he used to say, like, are you like interviewing me or what? Like, what's going on? Because I will ask questions.
Okay.
Okay, so we met first. What attracted you to me?
Hmm.
And then why did you take so long to tell me this now? Because I feel like I could have given that time to someone else who saw me in that light. So that would have been my question. And based on how you answer me, we all can, like take from people that maybe they're just scared or they think I'm moving too fast. You have to be attentive when you're asking questions. You
Yep.
need to read body language. You need to pay attention. I feel like people just ask questions and it just lay there. No,
Yeah.
sit
Turn their back.
upright.
Mhm.
Yeah, sit upright. Let's have adult conversation. I want you to read my body language and I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying. So that way we both understand because it's my life on the line, your life on the line. So let's try to understand. So my initial reaction would be like, well, wow, I thought I was his thing, but I guess I'm
Yep.
not because I would feel emotional, but it wouldn't last that long. Like for
Okay.
he and I, it was the opposite though. It's really funny how we met. He said he been interested in me for 2 years, but built the courage to talk to me after that 2 years. And it was funny where we met at a family event.
Oh, that's
So
great.
I have seen him in passing, and I think if I remember, our eyes have met each other before, but I was on my singleness, like dating myself, doing my
Mhm.
own thing. So I wasn't even paying attention. I was like, I don't even want any Liberian. Please stay away from me.
Mm.
Because I had just gotten out of one. So I was like, no, stay away from me. I'm not interested. Liberians, they're not serious. They're not ready. That was the mindset right there, right?
Yeah.
But I think the way he got through to me was like through friendship. And a lot of men, I think they're afraid of the friendship thing. And I have sat in his car before and I didn't even know that was him. That's the funny
Mm.
thing. I went to an event, my car was parked like far, far. I was walking in the dark, and my sister-in-law apparently know him. And they were all in the same car, and I sat in his car. He later on told me this. That's when I was like, oh, that was your car? I didn't know that. We started a friendship, and then one day he just invited me to a wedding to be his, you know,
Yeah.
his date, and I was like, "Be your date, yeah, right." So when we went to the date, we started having conversation. That's when I realized I was like, "Oh wow, like we both have the same mindset and we both want the same thing." But I was like, "Nah, not interested." It took a little while, but he was willing to play the fool. And I remember the first time I really had conversation, he was like, I'm gonna marry you, right? And I was like, yeah, right. And the rest is history. But just to tell you, if let's just say we started dating at that time, and now I'm into him, and now he come back and say, yeah, I don't want to get married. But I feel like he already knew he wanted to get married, and that's why I feel like every man knows every woman you come in contact with that buys into your vision,
Mm.
because you shouldn't just sit there and just be fluffy as a woman, just sit there. Like you need to understand what his visions are. And what are your visions? Do you have a vision? Like I feel like a woman should have an idea vision of her family And once you meet a man that has that vision and that you're able to support, then it works together. But a lot of women are being grown to just be like, well, it's all about this flesh thing, like how we feel. And it's not feelings. You have to go deeper and understand what is it you want. And I think what I feel like I'm going to teach my daughter is not for you to wait. It doesn't matter how old you are for you to get married. Um, are you mature enough? And is that what you want? Because I'm not living your life. I'm already living mine and I'm going to be dead and gone.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to live it. So I can't tell you how to live your life. I can only help you, guide you in the right way, but you're going to live your life. So if my daughter want to get married at 25, go ahead, get married. But have you vetted this individual? Is this what you want? And I think parents that have daughters and son should start asking them when they reach that age of understanding, right? Like, what is your ideal vision? You see our family, how we grow and things like that. How do you want to see your family? I think that would help a lot of young women a lot instead of being like work-life relationship and that they're just wasting time, passing time, and just saying, oh, she's pretty. It's not about being pretty when you get married. It's like you're continuing the life cycle. So,
Okay.
do you want to continue the life cycle? So, to answer your question, I will feel bad initially, but I will ask necessary questions for me to make my decision and move on. But if I felt some way where it's like, yeah, he really wants to be with me, it's just not. Now I'm telling you how long I'm willing to stay here until you figure it out. And after that, I'm out. That's if I'm really interested in you. Now I'm gonna tell you, if you do not see this and you're just telling me because I don't have money, or right now, I'm in school, I'm trying to complete this, I'm trying to do that. Like, give me tangible reason that we can't move forward and that why is hindering this, why we can't move forward. And if you can't tell me and I feel like I enjoy your company and I just want to be around until I figure it out, we will kill time at that time. And then once I find someone, I'm out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Is Richard still there?
Yeah, Rachel here. Let's
I'm
try
still
to
here.
close it.
Yeah, Richard. I don't know what you think. You think we should have a time frame? You think men? You think we are built to? Do we calculate in our minds like, okay, I need so and so time before I settle, or it just come to us sporadically, or we just? I mean, do we need? Do we? Is that built in us to say, we should have a time that maybe when I'm ready, not considering when she's what I mean, a lot of time, I mean, I'm a man. Sometimes I think it's all about us. We're not taking only, like you said, the age factor with the women and thing. I don't know if a lot of us, I don't really think about women age. I mean, sorry guys, but like, I'm not gonna sit down like, oh, she's gonna turn like, I'm gonna be like, hey, you know what? She got to wait when I'm ready. We'll do it. Like,
Right.
do we? I mean, Richard, should we set a time frame for ourselves and her, or we just, I don't know.
There is really no time frame because we as men, we don't really think about a time frame. If, like she said, if we are ready, we are
Mm-hmm.
ready. But
Yeah,
then
you just
again, it
know.
all comes down to what we see.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
if you see something that you admire in the woman and you feel like, okay, that's a wife material that you're looking for,
Uh-huh.
then we would automatically, it will click in us and then we'll already start talking about marriage. But if
Okay.
we
Yeah.
don't, then we would want to pretty much stick in the relationship. We don't want to be friend zoned, but we
It's
want to be in a
convenient.
relationship just to
Yeah.
see how things are going to go. In other words, our relationship is more of our time frame to see
Okay.
how things are going to work before we now finally say the yes or no to the marriage aspect. That's
Okay.
practically what we are doing. Our relationship, that's dating, is our way of checking to see, is this the same woman that would have the mindset for finance? Because for the men, it's mostly about our finances. How is the
Yeah.
finance going to work? How is our future going to look? Does this woman have a vision? Like, does she have something that she wants to do to help herself, but also help the family? Or is it all about her only? Or
Hmm.
what exactly is it going to be? Because we as men, we have so many burdens on our head, like you said. We have to deal with the finances. We have to deal with raising the household. We have
Yeah.
to deal with this. We have to deal with that. We have to deal with even in-laws problems as well.
Yeah.
We have to deal with so many problems. So there's a lot of burdens on our heads.
Yep.
But sometimes, yes, we can say we are not ready. Maybe at that moment in time, we are
Mm-hmm.
not ready because we are still trying to figure out how to put things in place.
True.
And
Yeah.
then if the woman is really serious, sometimes it might even just be a test. It might
Yep.
just be the guy just testing the woman to see. If I tell her that I'm not ready, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna jump on to the next guy, or is she still gonna stick around with me while I'm still trying to process all these things? All
Richard,
those things still comes
Richard,
into account.
sorry for cutting a few and say, look, don't play with my emotion. Talk about
No,
testing me.
I
Go
just feel
ahead,
like
Richard.
if you tell me you're not ready, you need to tell me what that looks like. Like what does it mean? You know?
Hey, yeah, Fee,
If
Fee,
the
not
woman
the kind
asks
of
the right
person you will
question,
not
then
just
she will
say,
hear
I'm
the
not ready.
answer.
You got to read a whole essay for that lady for.
No, but this is the
No.
thing though. They have to be ready. They have to pretty much ask the right questions. Because
Yes.
the way you ask the questions is going to determine if the answers come out. If you don't ask the questions, then you're not going to get the answer because you don't know exactly what is really in his head. So it's
Yeah, because
something that
some women, sorry, I don't mean to cut you. Some women, as soon as the man says he's not ready, they get emotional and say, "Oh wow," and just walked out.
exactly.
No, that's the moment where it's like, okay, okay, let me. It's like you want the goods, right?
Yeah.
And they're telling you this is how much the goods is worth, but you're telling the goods this is how much I think is worth. So now it's like negotiation time to have conversation. I hate to say that word, but it is. It's negotiation time because if you're not interested, if a woman's not interested, she's not even going to be asking you when are we getting married.
Mm-hmm.
She
True.
already see you as her husband, so of course she's interested in not asking when are we getting married. Um, like what are we doing here? You know, women have all this funny way of asking question,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then, but it's time and place is the most important thing. Like you can't like a lot of women will blur it out when they're angry. We've been here for long. That's bananas. You need to have a check in. I feel like when you're a boyfriend and girlfriend, you need to have a check in. You need to, like, after a year, by the end of the year, that's what you call reflection. It's not just go to family dinner and sit down Thanksgiving, all that. No, you need to have a reflection. And you need to sit down, hey, we've been dating for a year. What are we doing? Um, do you see well, or instead of you saying what are you doing, you can say like I see us moving forward in this direction. Do you see it that way? Like just open a conversation to start talking because most men are not going to start the conversation. You have to start a conversation, but don't start it where they're uncomfortable. When you start the
Yeah.
conversation and now they feel comfortable and they can talk to you, like I remember when my husband and I, when we started talking, it was like, oh, I know you live in this country for a long time. I know you want to live your life here, and this is all you know. But eventually, this is what I want to do back home. And I said, absolutely not. I may have grown up here, but I don't see my life here. And we started sharing life dreams and goals where we want to see ourselves. We don't want to be 60 to say we retire and enjoying life. I want to enjoy life while I'm still young and alive with my kids. So, okay, so we want this. How are we going to do it? You know, people need to like have conversation. And if you're the man telling me that, what are you going to do as the man for the household? Because I will get pregnant and I'm sitting and taking care of kids. I can work here and there, but we know how this country is. In that time, how are we looking at that? How many children do you want? You know, those conversations we need to have it to understand. Okay, deal breaker. Because some men just want one, some men want 10, some
True.
men want 7, and then you have to decide. No, you don't. And now you're in a relationship, and you're like, "Well, I had 2 children. Is allowed on my body. I don't want to." Sometimes it causes divorce. So there's a lot of
Mhm.
things I feel like in that dating period, a lot of people don't discuss. They're just there. Oh, we dating. We go out today. We went out. No, that dating period is went to figure out What are we doing? And if you can't reach to the point of, yeah, I can deal with this, I can't deal with your mess, then walk away. Find somebody who can deal with your mess.
But yeah, but Richie, how okay, so for us now we are different. So if we like, okay, so so the other generation now come, how, how you expect them to handle the pressure from from the modern one? Because like I mean, look, now is I mean it's different though. Back
It's
in the
really
days,
hard.
yeah, it's hard now. The women right now, they are rich. Like you said, there's so much incentives for the women right now, and so they pushing the issue. They got this thing. You got the what they call it alimony. They got all these things that advantages women. So they are pushing this thing. So how I mean, as men, how do we withstand the pressure? We're all being aggressive to be that. You know what? That hey, go. Yeah. We're all. How do we set that balance to where we don't make them to feel worthless? Like all these times, I put them. I put my trust in this dude, and yeah, he is. But then it's our own mental health too. So how do we handle that pressure? These modern women coming with all that, they know Richard got little thing that he will leave with her and all these things. How do we handle it, bro?
I
Seriously.
think a lot of men already figure it out. I read somewhere where this guy he's put his assets in somebody else's name. People come up with things to protect their
Yeah,
assets. You
exactly.
know, like every generation will always have a way to protect themselves. Um, but I feel like it starts from home. I
Hmm.
think the problem is we're not really teaching, like, you know how the Bible says the older women should teach the younger women should teach, the older men should teach the younger men, right?
Hmm.
It's that pass on of generation, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that has been cut already. Like, there's no pass on because you see now, someone that's in their 50 or 60, a woman in her 60 can look just like me, like in her 30s.
Hmm.
And it's like, ooh. And now the woman in her 30s feel like we're in competition. Why
Yep.
should I even listen to you?
True.
You know?
True.
So there's no, and then the older women are looking like that. So now the younger men are interested in that because now she has more knowledge and she can steer him in a way to make more money. So like it's a whole lot going on that I think the only way to really, I think teaching your kids those tall and hard values of what you stand for, I think that's the only thing people can really do to get people prepared. Like nowadays, either you believe in marriage or you don't.
Yeah, but I I think the children aspect
Mhm,
I think the children aspect will be kind of a little bit difficult from my own perspective. So
mhm.
my one of my boy, my older boy, like he got an American girlfriend. They don't want people talking into their business. The girl would be the one. She's I like her because she's more of his girlfriend. I think he had like two, but I like that one. Yeah, he had one before this one, but the other one I like because yeah, she
Yeah,
used
like,
to
I don't know.
yeah,
Everybody in the boy business I am.
no, yeah, seriously, she more like a family person. Thanksgiving. She's cognizant of our holidays, our tradition. She's African American, but she more of a family person. So when anything happen, she would text. She'll be like, "Hey, he doing this to me," and he would get mad. He don't want her telling anything. So when you say talking to these children, I think with this generation, especially in the United States, I think a lot of this time, these children, they feel like people being nosy in their business. Like your daughter or your son when they grow up, at some point, because I mean, it's happening to me right now.
Yeah,
They don't want you. They come with their even when they come. Sometimes when we're having little get together, when they come with those girls, they just sit, but they don't even want. They don't want us having any conversation with them. They
you
they
don't
don't
have
want us,
to.
yeah,
River
telling them
Temple, you
anything.
don't have to.
That's what society has made it look like.
You know,
Yeah.
Society has
I
influenced
just
them
want
in
to
that
tell
way.
you guys something, right? I don't need to call you out. I'll let you finish, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to. Let me tell you, you already talked to him. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Right.
the type of person he brought home and the way she's interacting, that should already tell you you did your part.
Yeah.
You already did it. You don't have to physically like sit with them and like say like I used to tell my parents like I never used to pay attention to what they're telling me because I'm this person who just wanted to learn things on my own and figure it out. But what they didn't know was they were those rules and things you have at home, right?
Yep.
It's embedded in them already. Every life decision they're making, unless someone is genuinely just born to be foolish, they will be foolish. But they are born like everything, every boundaries and rules and things you're setting in your home, they are literally learning it. Because I feel like I'm a prime example of that, right?
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that I'm pretty sure my family now, they tell me they're proud of me, and I'm like, yeah, you're proud of me. Like, like there's a lot of things that they at that point you're not seeing, but you have to look at it from a different eye, right?
Yeah.
The type of girlfriend that he's keeping, the type of company he's keeping, that tells you a lot that one, family is a value system. And I'm glad you allowed them to explore the option of dating
Mm-hmm.
because they understand that when you open the door for them to bring them home.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where our community don't do that because they always have their mindset when you have boyfriend and girlfriend, you automatically going to have kids as if it's a life sentence. It's not a life sentence. It's just like we all have our life, how God already designed it to go. You're
Yeah.
just there to lay the foundation and then let them just
But
go.
they sorry for cutting you. They okay,
Hmm.
you will continue, but their grandmother, it's the woman grandchild business. So as soon the children come to the house,
She will
now
know.
as soon the children come to the other one, I think you were thinking about getting a pet. Oh my god, man. Oma said people who got dog and cat they have. The Oma say your people you're coming in the house. People ain't got no great grandchild. So as soon the Oma open your mouth, the children can just they walk out. So
They
I think
understand. They
yes.
understand the culture. Do you know what my mom told me?
Uh,
I had almost 10 children. You're only having two? Yeah, I'm only having two. Like you didn't live in my generation, and I know how I want to guide my family, and two is enough for us, and we agreed on that. That's something. Now, if another one popped up, oh well, But ideally, of course, I'm gonna prevent myself from getting another one. you know. But
yeah.
it's like your parents, grandparents will always want these things because that's what they're accustomed to,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
they don't mind them. They understand it. They know. They know. They're like, oh, and they talk about it. They probably tell their girlfriend, if you go with my grandma's gonna be thinking like we're about to have. No, these kids understand, and I feel like that's where, as believers and Christian, we don't understand when it said train up a child in a way that when they go, it's not those things that you're actually telling them. It's what you're not telling them. It's what they're actually keeping in because one, you've been in a very nurturing relationship and you and your wife been together such a long time. That is a prime example they need. They might not, if everybody's not perfect,
Yep.
but they just understanding, even in tough time, my parents are still here. They're going through that process of figuring who do I want for my life and who am I going to stay with? And, my dad, he works, my mom works, they take care of this. You're teaching a lot of things that you don't have to say. And the people that they're hanging out with, and the people that they're bringing around, that you're like, okay, well, I like this person. This person's cool. Your job is you did your part already. Because if he can bring someone who's family oriented, and I'm pretty sure that's the goal for you. You want your kids to have someone who love and care about them for family, and they'll want to, share that joy. And now he has that, so that's good. And then for her to have that confidence to even to communicate with you guys, That's something that he have already told them the importance and the value that you guys hold. So most women, like you guys, like someone said, women mature early, right? Women already know who I can go to get him back on track if he
Yep.
start messing up. So she already know we don't know if they're gonna stay alone together. That's his choice, right? That's her choice. They're both gonna choose that.
Yep.
But in the meantime, you've already did it. So that's why I said it start from home. You don't have to tell your kids, don't date bad boys, don't date this. Like my mom never told us who we can date. But based on things we hear and with the conversation, we already know if you bring a drunk out, you on your own. you know, they won't tell us that. But based on like the way our household were ran, things that conversation that were being said and things around us, we already know that's something you cannot do. You can't just be hanging around with people that, doing X, Y, and Z that is not of you. And, you need to get your life straight. Nobody have to tell anyone that. People that I believe go astray, they were born to go astray and then later on figure out it's all about people path, how their lives is supposed to go. It's sad, but hey, it's the hard truth. So, but yeah, everybody look like they're sleeping. Richard, let's try to yeah, try to close. But Emmanuel posted something on here. He said research suggests that marrying in the mid 20s or young can correlate with higher happiness and better outcome. Yeah, I agree and disagree because
I
sometimes people are not mature.
I agree
You
and
think so?
disagree. I
Yeah,
agree
I'm
and
on both
disagree. I
ends.
think I think if you guys were in love and knew you guys were mentally ready, because when you marry in your mid 20s, you're still kind of like a child, especially men.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
know, you're not mature enough to know what how to sustain marriage. But I think that when you marry in your 30s or your late 20s, you at least have an idea of what you want in life,
hmm,
and you've kind of tested the waters, like, lived your life a little bit. When you're 25, that's when you're in your prime and trying to enjoy and live your life. When I was 25, I was still having a good time. Like,
oh, we have fun.
I wasn't thinking about having kids or getting married, so I think that in your mid 20s or early 20s, you're too young to marry because you've not really experienced life to really know what your interests are. That's when you're just getting out of being a teenager. You haven't had time to explore. So there are chances that you can mature, you can have a good relationship or happiness in marriage if you met someone that you guys were in love, you guys were like high
And you
school
grew up
sweethearts,
together.
you guys grew up together in a healthy relationship. That's when you have a successful marriage. But if you guys have the toxic relationships while you guys were in your mid 20s and get married, it's going to be a disaster.
I
So
agree.
Yep. I
I don't
agree.
agree with
Same here.
marrying early.
Yep. Yep.
Marrying early, mid 20s. Now girls marry at that age, you don't know anything.
They don't.
And I believe that you should wait a little bit when you're in your late 20s or your early 30s and get married. So that way you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. I mean, nobody was really prepared for marriage, but the truth is you're more settled
Yep.
when you're in your late 20s and also in your early 30s. Even if you're not rich, but you at least have a starting point for
That's
yourself.
true.
You should
Mhm.
always have a trade and something like that, like if your family, something that your family can fall back on. But I would say I would encourage like early dating, like 20s, date to kind of like understand what that means. And then like you should have somebody guiding you to know what intentional dating. I think for guys, I really think guys should get married around the age of 33 and up. I don't think they should get married in a 20. I really don't. I think some people are mature, but I would say if a guy is 33 and he had that, understanding. He had that role model of parents, constant relationship, and there's that home where he understands. I think like he should get married around that time, but should start dating probably around 19, 20. So he understands like what relationship really means, and there should be someone guiding him on that. Um, that's what I think.
Yeah,
But a lot of guys don't even want to get married. You tell them like, "What? You will take me my child support? What?"
yeah. I, 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 I think, guys. I don't know. I, there's something I'm noticing. Um, I could be wrong, but and I mean, sorry, ladies, I have to say, but I think a lot of guys. I
Hmm.
think marriage is becoming obsolete.
I
I
agree.
know for some reason I'm noticing a lot of time when I'm reading documentary of celebrities and just ordinary people. I think people getting weary of getting married though. I don't know, people. I think it's getting boring. I mean that's what
Yes.
I noticed.
That is so true.
Yeah, and I don't know. Imagine what 20 years from now, it had me thinking. If it's getting boring now, guys, 20 years from now, what will relationship look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a
People
little bit,
have children and just live.
yeah, and then how will you women react to it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like women, like men not really out for marriage anymore, and women want to settle down, and you got guys who like, oh, you know what? We can just be, who we are, you yourself. Like Brother Richard said, what's the name for it? Cohabitation. We
Yeah.
can just, yeah, but we don't want no commitment anymore. And it kind of worry me about y'all though. Like, like seriously, like we, I don't know, I think we are not tied down to commitment. We as men, yes, we need people in our life that will take care of things, but we don't necessarily need commitment, But I think women, like we talked about
Yeah.
that loyalty and love yesterday. Women
Yeah.
really, women demand more love and loyalty than men. That's just my own
I
perspective.
agree.
And, yeah, and the fact that people getting wary of marriage, I don't know where it's going to leave this whole um dating thing. I don't know, like 20 years from now, I don't know what it's gonna look like because
I
this
think
is
most people are
serious.
just doing partnership now. What you bring, what I bring, we
Yep,
can let's get the government out of our business. It's
yep.
because a lot of people are looking at marriage from the lens of government controlling you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why, and the government had made it to be like that's their institution when it's not theirs.
Yep.
It was never ever designed by man or for men to control, and that's why you're seeing it the way it is. Even in the churches, I think somebody sent me a video. I'll find it and send it to you guys. There's event. Uh, that word is always hard for me to say, but the
Evangelist.
Mm.
evangelica, whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Marcel, yeah,
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 that word is such a tongue twister for me. I can't
yeah,
say it. But he got so upset in the church. His sermon was like, "Oh my God!" He was so upset. He said, "You got people in the church. They're having babies out of wedlock. People are congratulating them and having baby showers and all this." I mean, he went off. He was pissed, and he said, "We're supposed to preach the hard truth, and now we're just feeding into emotions." And I'm just sitting there watching it. I'm laughing inside because I'm like, I hope he get ready to be saying this sermon every time because it's gonna get worse. Um, I think it's just people even becoming a Christian these days. People don't even want to be identified as Christian. A lot of people will say, "Well, I have relationship with a higher power," and it made me really start to think: Are we in the Antichrist days?
yeah. I mean,
Are
that's a
people really?
legitimate
Is
question,
that
though.
the other form? Is that the other form? But
Yeah,
I agree with you. I think it's gonna be difficult. Huh? I
yeah,
think it will be very, very difficult, like you said. I don't think there will be marriages. It will be called something else. Now I'm hearing partnership. Everybody wants to
and,
partner,
and,
partner,
and,
partner,
and,
partner.
and, and Richard says something about the financial burden too. I think women
Yeah,
are commercializing marriages. I think not all women. There are a lot of great women out there. There are women who know who get into marriages not because of what they can get. But I think society has made it that way. Like the soccer player you talk about. I think he's from Algeria, Morocco. He put all his name is what's the name Hakimi. He
that was
put all
Yeah, he
wild.
put everything in his mother's name, and his
yeah
wife didn't even
I
know.
heard Akon did it too. I heard.
Yeah, they were
yeah.
married, but yet their wife didn't even know. They went and put every single asset in their mother's name because they realized that the very moment they split, their wife is going to take everything, majority of the things away from them. So instead, they moved everything to their parents' name. So that way, their parents will now be the ones taking care of them, and they still retain their assets. So
So
Wow.
why not just do the prenup? Why go that far? And I
because when you
just
try
think
to
you
do a
already knew
prenup,
the
the woman,
relationship won't
if
last. Why
somebody were to
bang
give
the
a
marriage?
woman a prenup, do you think the female will feel comfortable? She will feel like you have something to hide. But at the,
I think some people
So what's the
understand. Like
prenup, guy? You
look,
please
it's the
explain the
same way,
prenup
right?
to
I
me.
told my wife, right? We bought a house together. Like me, for
Mm-hmm.
example, we bought a house together, the house that we're staying in. I told her, I came to her one day and I told her, I said, hey, I want to put this house in the kid's name. What
Mm-hmm.
did she end up telling me? Over my dead body after all my hard earned struggles. So, how would you then expect somebody to then feel after hearing that?
Oh,
Then he's going to
that's
feel like
true.
all you care about is more of material things and not
yeah,
really the relationship. So,
true.
that's why
That's true.
people now,
That's
guys,
true.
are just moving it over to somebody else.
I
Yeah.
agree. I would say all of our things that we have is in our kids' name. So
But the and then Richard guys, look, Richard, yo, you should see the comment. That Hakimi guy, somebody made a post of it. Oh my God, go see the Eve gender. The women were mad. Every time you see that thing, just go under the comment section. Those women were mad. He's evil. He's wicked. They were
I don't think
cussing
he's
The
yeah,
guy
evil.
was
even the
smart.
mother.
He was
They said,
smart.
what?
Look at the other
Yeah.
Nigerian guy now. You didn't see the other Nigerian guy that went and got married to a famous American woman. What did she
Uh-huh.
end up doing? She took, after the marriage, she took every single thing the guy had and then caused him to
I
get
saw
divorced and
that.
even had him deported.
Yes,
So
yes,
you
I saw
tell
it.
me
Yeah.
why men will
Oh,
now feel
oh, oh,
comfortable to want to be in a
Portia.
relationship.
Wow.
So
So
no,
let me tell you.
no, men are gonna have a hard time wanting to be in a relationship if a woman can go as far as doing that. Then you make him question so many things, and as a
Yep.
result, men
True.
don't feel comfortable wanting to get married anymore. Instead, they will tell you they are not ready, and then they will
True.
go behind your back now to go and put the assets in somebody else's name, or they will even
Yep.
open a trust and put the house or property in somebody else's name that you don't even know about, just to secure their wealth. So at least that way, when they split, they know that they are going back to something instead of back to nothing, because the government will
Yeah.
always give every single thing to the wife. They will give it to the woman. And if she has kids, it even makes matters worse because every
I
single thing
agree.
goes to her.
Wow. Yep.
I think this system is not fair to men. I can say that. But I have a question for you guys. Do you think those decisions of those men that put those things in their, parents' name or whoever name, do you think that decision happened before they got married or during the marriage?
No, it happened during the marriage.
I agree. I think because women are very like we tend to like threaten men. Like, if you do this, I see you with this woman, you cheating, I will take everything. You will feel sorry for yourself. And he's like, oh,
But I mean, for me, guys, I don't know about Richard, but for me, I don't know though. I'm a kind of person. I'm a little bit moderate when it comes to the because I don't know if I would really have the mind unless I I I have
why
to see
going
some.
in then?
Yeah, I have to see some level of deception in that woman. But to just take everything away from her and put it in my mother's name, I mean, conscientiously, especially when we got kids, I
Yeah,
don't know if I would really be. I mean, there would be something unless you want to take all everything and want to be like greedy or evil. But otherwise, just ordinarily, I don't think I would do that to kind of like deny her of everything and I don't know, guys. That's
It's
just
not
my
denying.
You know,
Look,
I'm just
whether you
telling,
like it
and
or
that's
not,
why
like
I
they
asked that
always tell you,
question.
when you're married, when you are
uh-huh,
under the same roof with the woman, that's
uh-huh.
where you start to see the true color. That's where you guys start to see
Okay.
the true color. So he had to have already seen it and realize
Okay.
that, you know what, this thing is not going the way it needs to go. And besides, he is famous. He's a
True.
famous soccer player. It's the
True.
same way if you start excelling in life. That's why they always tell you, if a woman comes into your life when you are already rich, you should know fully
Mhm.
well that that marriage is not going to last long.
Yeah.
So you
True.
gotta build it
Mhm.
together, and that way you know that okay, both of you worked hard to get it up there. But if
True.
somebody shows up when the other person already has, my dear, it's not gonna work. And that's the reason why they will now start putting it in somebody else's name when you guys are in a relationship, because now they no longer trust you because they've
Yeah.
seen something that causes them not to trust you. So now before things starts to go apart, they will go and put it. Because if a woman wants to destroy you, be rest assured, she will find every single thing. Even if you're just talking to somebody that is just a friend, she will say
I
you are
agree.
cheating. She will find one thing or another to bring you down. So that's
I
why now
agree.
men do not even they will not even want to tell you anything. Instead, they will go
Yeah.
and put the
True.
assets in somebody else's name, or they will even go behind your back and go and buy things somewhere else and put it in somebody else's name or a business name, and you won't even know, just because they want to ensure that they are still good because they don't trust you. But later, when they see that, okay, you are trustworthy, and then they feel like, okay, this person is genuine, that okay, that's when they will now start bringing some assets to give you back.
Hmm.
But they have to
Yeah,
trust you.
I
Wow.
agree. I agree 100% with Richard. I think some women are very, very, very like nowadays getting married to superstar people that are rich and thing is like the trend. And if you look at these marriages, they don't even last for more than 2 years. Like they're just getting in. It's like a drug now. Everybody's like attracted to that. Let's get there. And then well, they will say, well, I know he has other women anyways, he'll be spending the money. It's the mindset in it. And I'm just mad because they make it worse for our kids.
Yeah, Fee. You're absolutely right. I'm sitting here thinking about it. The future of some of us who got girls, children are growing up. Seriously, like,
Yeah. Making it
the
worse for my little princess when she get older. And some men want to spoil her and then now he'll be like, oh, is she coming this way?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They got all those guys right now. They, the next thing she look, the guy she thinking of to do already got all his stuff in some trust fund. Oh yeah, the man over there renting one apartment. Like, what all your money? Well, he came here explain anything good. So
I know.
I think, but yeah, I think
God will
society.
provide for them. God will
Yeah,
provide.
yeah. I think society is degenerating. Is kind of like is going down. So you will understand why men are doing. I mean, in line with our topics, when you hear men say, I'm not ready yet, I think those are some of the things that are fueling that I'm not ready thing, because I think there's so much, like I said, there, there's so much pressure, there's so much at stake,
Yeah.
for men. Especially you build. I sent a video to you, Fee. I mean, you can even
I'll
share it
watch
with
it.
them. Oh, right. I don't know. It was almost like prophetic. One of my church brother, he the one I just saw it on his page, and it was
Uh,
just funny. It's short, but it's funny. I'm like, wow, how we just discussing this topic? Yeah, but
it's funny. These things are things that are happening
yeah,
every day. And we in our community, we put blind eye to it, but every day people are crying. You will
yeah,
see women, and they think by having one or two children, it will change the man's mind, and it's
hmm
not changing it.
it's
When
not.
someone said they're not ready, they're not ready. That's what it really means. They're not ready.
Yep,
And if you think you're ready, stop staying there. Not saying run away, but ask questions like, is it me? It would be
yep,
hard for someone to say it's you, but they can start, or you will probably even know he's not ready based on how you guys' lives are going, right?
yep.
And then you can start to make your own decision. That's why women need to learn to have something that is valuable to that relationship,
True.
because if you just think you look, It really makes me mad. I understand. I've used this and I use it sometimes, right? You know,
Mm.
these after you have kids, you know, your body was all like this and you have to wear those girls. I hate those things. That's what pushing me to lose weight. I hate those things so bad. But thank God my weight never goes to my stomach. But I always sit and think and I'm like, society makes you cover these scars, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Makes you look beautiful in that moment and everything is momentary. And then when you get to the reality part, you can't handle it. That's the problem. Like I have a scarf, you want me to keep covering it. You're a woman, and please, this is not to shame anybody, body or anything, but you're a woman in general, and you're wearing these things to get the man's attention, right? You get his attention. You're together. What's next? What if he said, I'm not interested in that? He was interested in that moment. Now you have to be able to show why were you even drawing him in? Right? So I say this basically what I'm trying to say is we wear these things to make men, you know, attract us. And then when we get there, we don't even understand the man's goals. Some men don't even have dreams or goals. They just want to be in a relationship with a woman because it sounds nice. And you don't even know, and you're just going with the flow. You stop being a wife quickly. Oh, do you want me to buy this? I was at the store. This lady, I overheard her talking to her girlfriend in the aisle, right? That she just met someone, they're dating, and she likes it, and blah, 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 right? I was in the next aisle and I was listening, but I wasn't listening. But she was loud enough that I could hear her. And then
Mm-hmm.
next thing you know, she said the guy was calling, so she hung up. She just saw her friend. She met him like 3 weeks ago, right? And then the guy called her and said, "Hey, what you up to?" "Oh, I'm at the store. I saw some shirts and this, and I think it will look nice on you."
Hmm.
What are you doing? Like you already set the tune for that relationship right there. To me, like I'm just like, what are you doing? Don't get me wrong. I'm a free-handed person. Like I said, I'm calculated. I don't mind doing things like that, but you just met him 3 weeks ago, and I'm pretty sure you probably haven't been talking 100 times. You're at the store buying things for him?
You get some
Why?
people left some
That's
people
a
left
sugar
first
mama right there.
impression.
No, but it should tell you why relationships are not working. Why are you buying him something?
Well, she has become his sugar mama.
Yeah,
That's not even the
probably.
Right.
relationship. That's sugar mama right there.
And I think that's why people confuse this thing about, oh, I'm being thoughtful. I care about him. No, you're being stupid. Sorry. Stop. Like, stop being stupid. You've only
Maybe
met him for 3 weeks. That 3 weeks, you have not, I can tell you, five, on one hand, I can count how many days you have spent together and have full group conversation. You don't even know where this is going. And she looks like an older woman. Um, but I was like, why would you do that? Don't buy him anything. He's like, oh shoot, you buying me something? Can I
I,
tell you what you're gonna buy? And then she's like, yeah, what you like? And the one she was even picking, it was not that expensive. The one he wanted was expensive. And she's like, yeah, oh okay, you like that one? Okay, let's stop it. Why
I
are you
think
buying that? You can.
I think when you're not in that situation, fee, maybe you will not understand because that lady probably need. I mean, that guy could be competitive. When I say competitive, you could be one of those kinds of. And I heard they got those kind of guys in Liberia now. You know, one of my friends, I think I say on this show, one of my high school friends, where we went to junior high together. You know, he went to visit me, and the boy, he's all buff up. He goes to
Mm,
the gym. Imagine going to the gym in Liberia, and the guy doesn't have a work. He got a car, and I asked him, I said, "What's going on?" And he smiled. He spoke back to me. And then I
mm-hmm.
found out that they didn't want out those older women that work in government, those ministers and things. That some of them they don't want like a relationship. You know, those kind of like uh big mama thing. You know, I forgot the name. I think they say big auntie. That's how they call them. So yeah, they got those guys who they are supporting those guys. They they work on their body. They go to the supermarket and buy food for them just to give them, the fountain. Just. So I think when you see women doing those things generally, I don't know if it's out of love. I think some of them just want satisfaction. That's what I think. Not to deviate from our topic, but I think some of them want
Mhm.
satisfaction. That's all. I don't necessarily think it's about love. I think they reach a point in their life. Look, they got women here in America who they tell you plain blank, I don't want a relationship. They just want to have fun. They just want to meet people, they want to date, they
They
just want
want
to
somebody to make them feel young. That's just
feel
what it is.
exactly. So I think that situation you saw, I don't know, but it could be one of those. That's what I think.
And and that goes back to Anna. Don't enjoy your youth because you enjoy your youth. You say I want to be tied down at 20, and now you like 50. You want I like you. No, date. It's dating, and that's why I used to tell a lot of life experience that I know. Like when I tell them just date, and they don't understand what I mean. It's like, oh, I can't date more than one person. How do you understand dating? You're not supposed to be giving your fountain to everybody you're dating. Dating is you're talking to multiple people and trying to figure out in that moment which one of those are very, very interested in what it is you're interested in. Once you figure it out, you tell everybody, hey, I found somebody that I'm interested in. I'm not interested in pursuing this conversation with you anymore. That's dating. Going out on dates, dinner, discuss, figure out. It's kind of going on like speed dating. At some point, I felt like doing this on here, do a speed dating. Like get people to come out and just have conversation. It's
Yeah,
not everybody you're dating, you're giving that fountain to. No, you
yeah,
talk to them, you talk, you get to know their background. And if you figure out flow more sound more like what I'm interested in, then you start blocking everybody else. Say, hey, right now I'm
yeah.
not interested in what it is you're looking for. I find someone who I'm interested in. Like, just make it known. Sure.
True, true. That's true. That's true.
But people don't do that. They just feel like, oh, I found one person because he liked me. So let me stick there. I stick to one person. No, that's not dating.
That's
That's
true.
you're not exploring your options being a single person. But anyways, we've been here so long. Let's try to close.
Yep. True. Mm.
Uh, so I think this was a very interesting topic, and I like everything that we talked about. I think the main thing is it's not that people are not. Some people are just not ready.
Mhm.
I don't think it's just not because they're not ready. I think a lot of women don't put the requirement for it,
Yep.
and later on in life, that's when they want to, and it's too late. And he thought you were on the floor, you were just floating, and then now you want that, and now he has to wake up and tell you, "I'm not ready yet. Sorry."
Yeah, I think yeah, to end, I would just say it was nice, a great show. Thanks guys. I think when a man is not ready, like you said, Fee, it's important that the lady asks question, you know, why, instead of just being there, because if the man don't tell you anything, you're not gonna know his plan. What if he just say he's not ready for eternity? You probably don't even know. You know, I mean, something I want to say, but I guess it's so funny. And it could be another dude that like the dude that like another dude. I mean, there's so much things
It's
happening.
true.
Yeah, they
It's
got people.
true.
I seen situations like that where some guys with women they attracted to men, but they just using those women as like a cover up or something.
Hmm.
I seen stuff like that. So it's
You
important for
mean they're
you to,
being
yeah, some of them,
Yeah,
bisexual?
yeah. I mean, yeah, we saw a Fee. You've been seeing it in the Labrador community, right?
I have. Lately, it's like it's a lot happening.
Yeah, so when a man says he's not ready, there's so much stuff. You ask question, what's going on, and then you don't just stay there and be in limbo and you know, um, just waste your time because you never know, And we the men, it's important too. We come up straight forward, like for example, if you're in college and see in a 4 year college and you want to complete your, you want to complete your
Yeah.
education, something like that, just let her know. I know there's stress in going to college and earning a degree to be able to sustain yourself and things, to be able to sustain your family. You don't want to be on these factory or those kind of work. You want to be more professional in order to keep a home. Just let her know. Explain circumstances to her. There are women out there who really understand and they are willing to go through the times with you. They are
Yeah.
willing. But if you just decide to just keep them like that and don't say anything, you're creating uncertainty in your life, and which is not good. Especially when you got a mother, you got sisters, you don't want to put a woman's life on hold, forever. Let her know. So thank you guys. It was great. Nice conversation. And we'll meet next week.
Thank
Next
you so
week.
much, River Says Pro. Thank you. That was a good one. Good closing there. Rich
Yep.
man. I'm trying to get used to this name, Rich man.
Yeah, so for me, I'm just gonna say, women, please be open to having that conversation with the guy. Know exactly, set up that goal so you guys will have a plan to know exactly where you're heading instead of wasting your time dating the guy for so long and then eventually finding out that he's not ready. And just because he says he's not ready, still ask the questions because you never know what directions. A man is not going to just spill everything out to you if you don't ask the right questions. So be open to asking that question. It might feel uncomfortable, but it is for your own good. But at the same time, be ready to make that decision on if the answer does not align with what you originally had planned for yourself, then be ready to head in a different direction and move on with your life. Do not try to get married too early because even though they say women are a lot smarter than men, doesn't mean that the guy that you are with is going to be that smart. Date each other from young, even if you are still in high school. Be dating each other, continue to do that companionship, and then eventually you move on to the marriage level and you grow. But make sure that you set those priorities at the beginning. It will save you a lot of headache, it will save you a lot of stress. That's just my own.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you. That was good. That was good. Anna, it looks like Anna fell asleep on us. Anna, are you there? Anna fell asleep on us. You got. Um, Thank you guys so much. Thank you to Emmanuel showing his face today in the comment section. Shout out to him. Thank you, River Says Pro. Thank you, Rich Man. And thank you everybody else who will come across this. I know we always hear long because we don't see each other throughout the week. So I guess we get excited and we want to put everything in one. But definitely agree with you guys on this. Just few things I want to talk to us women about. One, just looking good doesn't make you qualify for marriage. Just being pretty and somebody telling you you guys look good together does not qualify you. Those are not that's not the key qualifier. That's just it's kind of like an entrance, right?
Yep.
You just enter the door and then you try to see if you are. But I think a woman should always know when you're dating, a woman needs to be intentional too. I think a woman should already know when she would like to get married, even though she doesn't have the control over that. But I'm a strong believer of whatever you whisper to God, He makes it happen. Because a lot of things in my life that I whisper in my little journal have happened. So I strongly, strongly believe if you put in the work and you pray for it and you ask for it, it will happen. So you need to be intentional. You need to know what does your husband look like in your ideal mind and what is he doing? You need to know that. Speak life to it. Pray about it. If somebody come into your life, don't just rush into it and say, well, we're living together and let me give you all the wifey husband treatment and you're not married. I think that's one thing that makes men comfortable because it's like, well, she's great, she's that, we're good. Why would we want to do that? Because marriage always spoil everything. We hear that all the time. So I would say be cautious of that. If marriage is the end goal for you, you need to make sure you say that in the beginning. When you get together, you can say, "Hey, I don't want to get married right now, but eventually at this age, I want to get married and start having kids. Those are my goals. Does that align?" And he will tell you what his are, and then if that's something you can work out, you work it out. But I think you need to know where the end goal is, that relationship, before you even enter into it. Some people will tell you, well, I don't know yet. I really would like to get to know you. And if you feel confident enough to have that relationship, go at it. But I think it's all about your instinct, how you feel about whatever conversation you're having. Two, that went to that requiring marriage. I think a lot of women don't require marriage. That's some of the reason that don't happen. And truly, some people are just at their stage where their life is picking up and they want to make sure they're secure in there. And if a man is willing to sit down and let you know where he's at and how he feel about you and where you're going, then you need to be grown up enough and accept those. And if that's what you want, you'll continue. If not, say your piece and keep it moving. Um, but just closing and finally, at the end of the day, not being ready can mean too many things. Don't take it as you don't look beautiful, because I don't think a lot of people are thinking about beauty at that point. You already passed the beauty test because you're there. So it's not about that, but I know that's human nature. We will always feel that way. As necessary question that will align with what it is you want. Um, Try to know the person's background and what they've been through. If they've been married before, maybe that's their fear. They want to have it for the last time and it not be a mess. That's something you need to know. Um, like just understand the person you're with and making things clear and be full upfront with what it is you want and not wasting time. Like the men said, sometimes the way society we carry ourselves and things we want made it that way. I also think men come into most relationship men come in thinking like this is a person they will marry, and sometimes yeah, in the middle of the character and things are happening along the way, they change their mind and say I'm not ready. But because one, you treat them right, and at some point it's good, and there are other reasons. Maybe the fountain is good. Uh, It's true. Most men they will stick around because the fountain is good. But yeah, all saying
Oh yeah.
with that being said, fountain does not keep them around. We all know there's always another good fountain somewhere. So and these days they're not even expensive. It's right there.
Oh
Like
yeah.
so make sure if your fountain's good, everything else is good. And if he doesn't appreciate it, don't take it to heart. It's just not you. It's not a big. It's a big deal, but it's not that of a big deal that
Yeah.
somebody's not interested in you. Everybody's not gonna be your husband. So
True.
if he don't see that, then he's not your husband, and make peace with that and keep it moving and try to meet someone, but try to understand who you are and what it is you want first before. And I want women to know too, they also have the power to be ready too.
Hmm.
And if you're ready and he's not ready, bye. Look for who's ready, and if it's line up, get married and see how it goes.
Yep. That's true. That's true. That's great.
So
Yep.
that will end right there. Thank you guys so much. River says, bro, I was telling them, I said TikTok showed me a lot of love yesterday. I enjoyed it.
I don't even know. Yeah. I don't. I'm not even. I don't. I think you gotta open an account or something. I don't know how those
Yeah,
things
I
work.
was never on there. I just recently opened it. And I went
Mm.
at, before this whole podcast thing, Facebook was the only social media I had. and
Mhm.
I only used to come on there just to connect with family. And when my late friends passed away, and I was like, oh, maybe I should do this thing. Now I'm all on social media, like walk up
Yep.
chat.
Yeah, but that's good. See, you got a personality. That's why we pray that your show grow. You got a personality for the for the media. Like
Thank you.
yeah, you got a personality when it comes to the show. Like your presentation, like your topics and other things. Is those are great. So yeah, they are day to day inspiring things. They are things that people normally go through on things. It's not one of those gossip things. I know once in a while we hit the gossip platform, but
Yeah,
most of
like
your
gossip sometimes.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Sometimes I got a lot of them. Me and wifey when she ready, she can send me the rubber band. When we send it to each other, we can be
Not me and
laughing.
you too.
Oh my god. The woman can beat the word. She will send it to me. She say, "You see what Robert wearing? What kind of wig?" Oh, especially that Robert and now what her name? What the other one? You know, charisma. Oh, that
Yeah,
whole.
Charisma. That one I haven't watched that one in a long time.
Oh yeah,
It's
man. Say, I
funny.
don't know what happened. I don't see charisma. Yeah, but we sometimes those drama good when you watch them. Just just for the fun of it, man. Sometimes yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes
no,
they.
sometimes it's funny though. You know what? You can tell me I'm busy right now. I can watch this thing. I'm sending it to your inbox. Just hold it.
Oh, oh yeah, we yeah.
I know the
Sometimes.
people there that can be having that show. They can see me on it. I thought they get like Kristen Cole.
Oh yeah, hey man, said that's why when I go there, I don't comment though because my own the people know I can be preaching. So when I go there, I can just stay still. I don't say nothing. Sometimes how you see people that there, like some of them
Yeah,
you see, they say this person is watching. That
yeah.
I think yeah, somebody told me there's a way if you don't want them to know you what I think they say you don't hit the screen, you just go there.
Oh,
Yeah, my friend told me he said there are two ways. When you watching them, once you don't like if you see it like okay, like when I came on your show at first, like
hmm,
I heard you talking and everything, I could hear you talking. I didn't hit the screen. That way you wouldn't know if I'm watching.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. The volume. You just click the volume and not click on the actual show. You just watch from the
Oh,
screen. I
okay.
think that's what he mean.
Yeah, yeah. So say he show me that trick when I go there. I don't when I see this other person watching, I say, okay, I just stay there and just
No,
yeah, but
sometimes, right? Sometimes I like to watch it because, and this is why I was like, my friend, may her soul rest in peace. When she told me, she's like, she's not Liberian though, but
mhm,
she used to be on social media. She said when she's studying, those things used to keep her up. She's like, man, you gotta go on there and save your people. They talk about a lot of ratchet stuff. It's funny, but you guys need something else to discuss about. And she always used to I said, social media not for me, please, I beg. You
yeah,
know? But
yeah.
after she passed, I started being on social media and I had a dream. She was like, I told you to start the podcast. You ain't started. So that's why I was like, oh, I need to start this thing. Maybe it's a sign. So, but
Yeah, yeah.
I really like it now, though. I feel like it's part of me now. When I don't do it, I feel funny.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, you got a personality for it and your topics and your the thing you discuss. Those are social issues. Like when you are closing, you said something important. I know we leaving now, but
Yeah.
this one girl at my job, yeah,
Mhm.
young lady, young, tell you 20 something. She met this guy at the job, and all of a sudden they were all good. Young people. When they leaving, they hugging each other at the end of the shift. But then all of a sudden they just and I'm actually like, what's going on? Then she was telling me, like you reminded me about the comment that you made that some people could have been in past relationship and is still haunting it. And then
Yeah.
the guy, yeah, I said, wow, I said, what's going on? She said, yeah, it looked like he's not mature, he's not ready. I said, why? She said, I think he told me that he's still thinking on his past breakup, something like a past relationship. So yeah, they be on it like a month, and I fell for her because she's, I just take her like You know, like a
Mhm.
daughter. You know, she's a nice, she's hardworking, she respectable
Right.
person. I didn't want her to get in a relationship, a job, because that's not something I would
Yeah,
advise.
it's not. It's
Yeah.
never good.
It's
Never
never.
ever good.
Yeah, it was never, never good. But after, when I came from Liberia, she said, "Oh, guess what? I said, "Oh, okay, But then, yeah, she been having heartbreak. She been telling me, she said, "What did I do? Like, he doesn't speak to me. He would just see me, he smile, and she said, I'm confused. Like, so I said, but that guy, I mean, I don't talk to him, but he's quiet. He's one of the person that I respect. So what really happened? Then she said, well, maybe he hasn't gotten over his breakup. So I said, but then he shouldn't have even gotten a relationship with you in the first place. So
Yeah.
yeah. And then recently, I think, I don't know, somehow they kind of like, because my job is such that everybody, people encounter people all the time. Like, she's more like, one of those HR, kind of HR type of kind of people. So the guy will always talk to her. So I think she said it talking now. But just like you said, I think sometimes, like I said, these topics are good because there are things that people experience on a daily basis. I just explain what I experience at my job, so I can be able to help, because I remember one time I was explaining something for my psychology class, and she was so interested. I said, I got a. She said, can you give me a form and give me some questionnaire for me to answer? I was messing with this other guy who just got into a divorce. Remember we were talking about divorce? This one guy, I was messing with him. He tried to be hostile. I said, I got some questionnaire. I will send it to you, and so I can find out your mental state, because it know there's something I read about you, and I will ask you just several questions. That way, I would determine, I would diagnose it. So then you got to give me $200. We were messing with each other, and she rather took me serious. She said. Then she called me on the side. She said, "Becky, if you can you get me one of those forms, because I'm losing my mind over this." So I said, "Yeah, but I deal mostly with people who marry and divorce. For you, it's just like a religion. So I wouldn't be able to come up with anything." But anyway, yeah, Sophie, these continue what you do, these are
Thank
great.
you.
Our numbers will grow, just a matter of time. Right now, everybody, they causing business in your Liberian community. That's where everybody want to be when they talking something serious. Yeah, man.
I know they don't like it. And me
Yeah.
too. I guilty. I get beat up.
But I said we can go there too, but what
My
we
older
do?
brother said so. I was to his house the other day,
Uh,
and me and his wife who always watch it. He's like, "Why do you have time to watch that type of nonsense?" Man? You know, I said, "Please, if the human mind is," he's like, oh, "I don't have patience for this thing. Just go somewhere." My brother is super quiet, like super quiet.
okay.
And you say here butter can melt, but he talks, but he's super. He doesn't like those things. He's just like.
Yeah, some people don't like drama. Yeah, that's how I used to
But
be though.
me, my
Mhm.
sister-in-law, my husband,
Oh,
one
sometimes
thing
these
that
chicken.
we be talking about it, her mom and all the oh my can say, yeah, I know,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Those things are therapeutic though. Sometimes when they they
yeah.
they, they, they laugh, especially that the Robert Pangura on. I see those lipstick, those weak teeth when he
He's
talking.
funny.
Oh man, I get.
He's funny is the way he be dancing. That one, my husband, he can say, I ain't even stand up, man. What kind of who her grandpa just doing this type of nonsense?
Ah, and see the wife he can be saying. She say every time when he present himself as man, look how good he can look. Then when he finish, go back.
That's what he done said.
Yeah, I said, lead the people. The main thing he say, woman, why you want forcing to go?
I tell you, I say I love Monica. When Monica comes, I should be outside.
Oh yeah, Monica London. Yeah, fee. Okay then. Thank you, Oma. Thank you very much for all you do. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate it. I mean, to be honest, it's not for the number. It's just whoever can come across it and
Oh
they,
yeah. Oh yeah.
at
After the
some
show, you
point,
got a
that's
lot
it.
of people can watch. Some people watch these things after
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, I mean I, I mean we're doing good. We're doing good with our topic and our something. So as time goes
No,
by,
the page growing. A lot of people started following now. Now we're
that's good.
started at from 2000. We're at 5.8 now. So
Yeah,
people
that's good.
following. But I was telling everybody, I said, the people that do content creation, oh my God, it's a lot of work. You have to be posting constantly for you to be in the system so people can find your video. So that's what Facebook
Oh.
told me. That's why you see a few days I've been
Mhm.
posting all the funny, funny things.
Oh, okay. Oh, this. Oh, so that's how it works.
Yeah, so you have to constantly post things so that way you're in their algorithm. Because if we
Oh.
just come Saturday, we do the show, we post it, we don't come back throughout the
Uh-huh.
week, then it's like your show, nobody can find it. So you have to
Oh.
constantly be online. So every week, like on Monday,
Uh-huh.
Facebook gives me a task. This is how many story I need to post, how many reels I need to post, how many posts I need to make. So that's why these days I have my little Monday inspiration
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah. So
My
um
second, they be coming across it. I say, okay, I'm coming for it.
yeah,
You
but
know me.
it's a. I mean, that's a real job. I know people
It
think
is.
people just online, but my God, that's exhausting.
It is. It is. It is. Bro.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you so much. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you by the grace of God next week.
Okay,
Yeah.
Fee. You too.
All right,
Thank you.
bye bye.
Bye. Bye.